From pretty much the present, this is your host, Adam Graham, welcoming you to a week of old-time radio detective podcast from 2013. Because these podcast episodes are quite old, offers and information contained in them are not valid unless they are reflected on our website at greatdetectives.net. Now enjoy a week of podcasts from our archives at the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio. Welcome to the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio from Boise, Idaho. This is your host, Adam Graham. If you have a comment, email it to me, box13 at greatdetectives.net. Follow us on Twitter at Radio Detectives, and become one of our friends on Facebook, facebook.com/Radio Detectives. Today's episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. Thank you so much for your support. You can go to support.greatdetectives.net to support the program. Now we begin a new week of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. It's time for the Flight 6 matter, Part 1 and Part 2.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
Pete Codley, Johnny. Guaranteed transport.
Oh, hiya, Pete.
Seen the papers?
No, I just got up. Why? What's happened?
Air crash, for one thing.
Air crash? Where?
Mexico. Flight 6, Aztec Caribbean line, Mexico City to Havana. Crashed in the mountains 10 minutes after takeoff. 7 passengers and a crew of 3.
Survivors?
The way it sounds, none.
Oh, tough. How do you come into it, Pete?
We underwrite a company that handles flight insurance down there. 3 of the passengers bought policies at the airport. We're stuck for $75,000. This is a nice time of the year in Mexico, Johnny.
What do you want me to do? Find out why it crashed?
No, I know why it crashed. Somebody meant for it to.
What do you mean?
That plane blew up in midair. I'll get you a reservation.
Tonight and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Home Office Guaranteed Transport Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Flight 6 matter. Item 1, $173.20, airline fare and incidentals, Hartford, Connecticut to Mexico City. I checked my baggage through customs and started making inquiries, and more inquiries, and then some more. And after the 14th Quien Sabe, maybe is better you ask him, I found the office I was looking for. Or at least I thought I'd found it. The flowery Spanish title on the door translated roughly into Inspector General of the Department of Civil Air Transport. But when I opened the door, I wasn't so sure.
Come in, Jack. Make yourself to home.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking for
You found him. That's me. Don't let the big words on the door fool you. I'm all there is. There ain't no more. So come in. Shut the door.
All right, thanks.
Is your name Dollar?
That's right, Johnny Dollar.
Macklin here. Macklin. One-time mongrel from the south side of Chicago. I got a wire from your office. Said you'd be in on Pan Am Flight 12. Pull up a chair and squat, will you?
All right.
Or what were you expecting? Spanish grandee with a white silk shirt, a black silk tie, and a second cousin on the cabinet?
Well, maybe. At least I wasn't figuring on a Southside Mick with a 17th century desk and a cotton sweatshirt.
Well, now, here's what little dope we've got on the crash. Most of it you probably know already.
I left on 20-minute notice. All I've seen is one newspaper item. I can use a lot more.
Well, you won't get much more out of that report. We got a crew over at the wreckage around 2 hours ago.
Survivors?
No, he didn't have a chance. That crate is scattered over 10 acres of mountainside. Didn't catch fire, though, so we might turn up something or other. Oh, I got a good man in charge up there, Juno Romero. You'll meet him later. I'm sending another jeep up there in a few minutes, and you can go along if you want.
Thanks, I will. My company figures sabotage. Any chance they're wrong? Could it have been accidental? Equipment failure, personnel failure, something like that?
Well, if I thought so, I'd be up there at the wreck myself. That'd be my kind of job. But this one's different. You know, it's detective work, your kind of job. And Juno Romero's. Now, he talks as soft as a girl out of finishing school. Looks a little like one, in fact. But underneath it, he's as sharp as a tack and tougher than an old boot full of nails.
What actually happened when the plane went down? All I've heard is that it blew up in midair.
That's right. Well, a few Indians were the only ones who saw it. They were burning charcoal up on a slope at about 9,000 feet. They were watching the plane circle, gaining altitude. Then one big flash, the tail blew off. Pilot didn't have a chance. He rode it straight into the side of the mountain.
The tail? That sounds like the baggage compartment.
That's the way I figure it. An explosive of some kind, a time bomb smuggled on board before the takeoff. I'm covering that angle from this end. I'm rounding up every one of the baggage gang, the maintenance crew, anybody who had a chance to get near that plane before it left the field out there.
And what have you found out?
Well, so far, nothing. We're trying to check back, too, on the individual passengers, the plane crew, trying to find out who might benefit by having any one of them dead. Well, I guess that'll be your angle, too.
Yeah, at least as far as insurance is concerned.
Well, there were 3 flight policies issued, and the names are in the reports here. So
yeah, I know. I've got them. The Home Office gave them to me, along with the names of the beneficiaries.
I haven't talked to any of them yet. I figured that you know how to go about it better than I would.
And there's another possible insurance angle, and that's the cargo. Do you know if there was anything valuable on board?
Worth destroying for the insurance, you mean? No, it was done by somebody who deliberately set out to kill one of the 10 people on board that plane. And who didn't mind killing 9 others to get that one. It was premeditated, cold-blooded. Now, you get him, Johnny. Get him for me, and then just leave me alone with him for about... Come in.
One of you is Senor McLean, Inspector General del Departamento...
Yes, that's me. What can I do for you, Jack?
They will not give to me any information, Senor McLean. Not the police, nor the airline office, nor any...
Who are you, and what information do you want?
I am Ramon de Lagos, Senor, and I am here...
De Lagos?
Wait a minute. That's the name of one of the...
Yes. Look, are you related to Maria de Lagos?
My wife. She was on the plane. Now tell me, please, what news do you have? Have you reached the scene of the crash?
Yes, we have. 2 hours ago.
And what did you... Is there any chance...
I'm sorry, there were no survivors.
No. Oh, no.
I'm sorry, Senor de Lagos.
It is too terrible.
I didn't know you were here in the city, or I'd have let you know right away. I sent word to your office in Havana.
I have been here for 6 weeks. Maria came for a visit only a few days ago. Now...
I know, it's a rough deal. I am sorry. Oh, this is Johnny Dollar from the States.
Senor.
Later, sir.
He's here to investigate the cause of this thing.
What is the use, senor? It will not return life to the dead.
No, but I don't like to see a murderer get away with it.
A murderer? Then the rumors are true.
The plane was destroyed deliberately.
It is hard to believe that anyone would... Senor McLean, what arrangements are being made?
The bodies will be brought down to the Federal District Hospital, and I'll see that you're notified.
Gracias, senor.
No, let's see. I believe your wife's brother, Don Serrano, is staying at the Hotel Regis.
Yes, he is, but I am at the Monte Casino. Don Serrano and I are not friendly.
I see. All right, senor, then I'll contact you at the Monte Casino as soon as I have word.
You are very kind.
And again, I'm sorry.
Yes, that is all one can say. Adios, senores.
Know anything about him, Mac?
Well, only what his wife filled out on the flight form. He's Cuban, residence and business address Havana, in the export game. And you know, of course, that his wife was one of the 3 people who took out accident policies.
But naming her brother, Don Serrano, as beneficiary, I wonder why.
Well, that's one of the 6 dozen questions you can ask when you start prowling. Look, I hate to rush you, Johnny, but I ought to start that jeep up the mountain.
I'm ready anytime.
I'll let Gino know you're coming. And you check with me if you want anything. You'll have full cooperation from the federal police and the government. And to repeat just one thing, Johnny.
Yeah, I know. Whoever did it, get him.
Check.
The The jeep driver was a young Mexican boy who'd been brought up in the best and wildest chauffeuring traditions of the capital. He knew only one way to drive, with both accelerator and horn wide open. Since most of the other drivers were playing the same game, it was a sheer miracle that we ever got through the narrow streets of the city and finally reached the open valley. Maybe the colored postcard pasted on the dashboard, a picture of the Virgin of Guadalupe, had something to do with it. We finally left the last cart road and bumped along a narrow woodcutter's trail, cleared and widened enough now so that we could drive into the crash area and miss the mile-and-a-half walk the first rescue party had been forced to take. For some reason, only a small part of the wreckage had caught fire and burned, and the rest was strewn piecemeal along a great raw gash through the trees and brush. Men in uniforms of the Mexican army searched through the tragic debris, lifting, sorting, and collecting. And nearby, a silent group of Indians were watching, with the age-old sadness in their eyes.
You are Senor Dollar, no?
Yes.
Gino Romero, senor.
Oh, glad to know you, Gino.
It's a terrible thing, no?
Yeah. Any ideas yet?
Not of importance, but it's certain now this. It was caused by one explosion which has occurred in the baggage compartimiento. Véngase. Come on. We have found many pieces which can be identified, can be known which part of the plane they are in before the crash.
I see.
Toward the front, these pieces are more large, but in the back, near the tail, they are very little. Here, you look. These are pieces of the baggage, muy pequeño, very tiny.
Oh, yeah. The crash itself wouldn't have done this. It had to be an explosion.
Seguro. Look. Is burnt a little, each one of these pieces, but these more big ones from the seats of the plane, they are not burnt. Here, you smell these ones.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Either dynamite or nitroglycerin.
Was dynamite. We have found little tiny pieces of red paper from the wrappings on the sticks. Was dynamite.
Any idea how much? How big a charge?
One of the soldados, Pascual, who have used much explosive, is think maybe 30 or 40 pounds.
Light enough to be put on board in a piece of luggage. It's going to be tough, Gino. Plenty tough to.
They're bringing out the bodies.
The Indians set up a low, wailing dirge, and one of them tapped softly on a native drum. A wordless terror before the ancient mystery, death. One by one, the bodies passed us, borne by the silent soldiers.
Madre de Dios, may they find peace.
Then, for the first time, I noticed the girl, standing alone some distance away, watching without expression as the stretchers passed her. She was young, blonde, and beautiful. Not conventionally so, but beautiful as a young animal is beautiful. And she looked very much out of place.
You are observing the señorita, no?
What's she doing up here?
¿Quién sabe? She's strange, that one. Always she's look for danger. She's what you say, the daredevil. But it's like she always have the charm. Death has never found her. So perhaps she has come here to look on his face.
Do you know who she is?
Pues sí. She's American. Her name is Marvel Terrance.
Marvel Terrance?
You have heard of her, senor?
I'd heard of her, all right. And I'd wondered what kind of a girl would have a first name like Marvel. And now I knew, partly at least. And I planned to find out a whole lot more. 3 of the people who died on that plane had taken out flight policies. Maria de Lagos was one of them. The other 2 were men, both of whom had named as beneficiary Marvel Terrance. Johnny Dollar here. Go ahead.
Macklin, Johnny. Is Gino around?
Yeah, he's over across the slope at the moment. They're getting the bodies out of what's left of the plane.
Well, how does it look? Anything new?
Nothing we hadn't already guessed. There was an explosion, all right. Dynamite in the baggage compartment. Probably put on board in a piece of luggage.
Well, that figures. I've run into something down here in the city along those same lines.
What do you mean?
The ground crew remembers one of the baggage handlers acting strange before Flight 6 took off last night. A man named Ramirez.
What do you mean strange?
They say he had one suitcase that he wouldn't let any of the other handlers touch. Put it on the plane himself just before takeoff.
Hey, you know anything about tigers, Mac?
Tigers?
I'm about to tangle with one. From Special Investigator Johnny Dollar, location Mexico City, to the Home Office Guaranteed Transport Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. Assignment, the Flight 6 matter. Expense account continued. I was taking Gino Romero's word for it that the girl was a tiger. His word and my own instincts. At first glance, she seemed soft, shy, and lovely. Then you sensed a wildness about her, a kind of suppressed violence that brought you up short and made you stop and reappraise her. She leaned against a tree, watching the bodies of the plane crash victims being carried down the slope and placed in the Army Jeep, with no sign of emotion on her face. Cool, detached. She had no reason to be here, and I wondered why she was. The only way I knew of finding out was to ask her.
Yes, what is it?
You're Marvel Terrance, I believe.
That's right, and I've not met you somewhere before.
No, but you're about to. My name is Johnny Dollar. I'm an investigator for an insurance company up in the States.
I'm sure it must be very interesting work.
Sometimes, on some jobs. Other times, it's only dirty and disgusting. Like this time, for instance.
Well, we all have our problems.
Maybe I can help you with yours, Miss Terrance.
Run along, will you? I'm not in the mood.
Oh, you amaze me. I think that seeing 10 bodies picked up and hauled away ought to put anyone in a gay, carefree mood.
Look, beat it.
You came out here sightseeing, didn't you? 20 miles from town? So you must like this kind of thing.
I had friends on that plane, Mr. Dollar.
So did a lot of other people. But maybe not as good friends as you had.
I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't care.
E.H. Palmer and Jim Rourke? Were those your friends, Miss Terrance?
Now, let's get this straight. I'm not interested in playing footsies or any other game you have in mind. You're wasting your time, Buster. Now get going.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe you've got the wrong idea. This isn't just a social chat.
No, you want to help me with my problem.
Just one problem. I'm wondering how you're going to spend that $50,000.
What?
Yeah, that's a fair-sized chunk of money to drop right out of the sky.
What are you talking about? What $50,000?
The money you'll get from the deaths of your two friends, Palmer and Rourke.
What do you mean?
Say, tell me, were you with them at the airport last night when Flight 6 took off?
Yes, I was.
Then you must have known that they both took out flight policies, and that both of them named you as beneficiary.
No. No, I didn't know. I wasn't with them exactly. At least not up until takeoff.
Then you claim this is all just a big surprise.
Of course, I didn't know a thing about it. But it's just like them. It's what they do.
Why did you come out here to the wreck, Miss Terrance?
I don't know. Ed and Jim were my friends, and I don't know why I came, Mr. Dollar.
She came because I brought her, mister.
No, Bill.
But I didn't bring her here to be pushed around by some morbid curiosity, huh?
No, please. This is Johnny Dollar, Bill. He's an insurance investigator. Bill Blakely, Mr. Dollar.
Oh, hello.
He was asking me some questions.
Why you?
Because Ed and Jim both took out insurance policies in my name.
What?
Flight accident policies, $50,000 worth.
Well, I'll
Mr.
be...
Blakely, you said Miss Terrance is here because you brought her. I wonder if you'd tell me why you're here.
I don't know that it's any of your business.
Sometimes I make things my business.
Then sometime you may get your teeth knocked out.
They're in pretty solid, Blakely.
Yeah? Well, maybe...
Bill, stop it.
Sorry, Marvel.
Ed Palmer and Jim Rourke were Bill's business partners.
What business, Mr. Blakely?
Engineering. We're building some roads around Mexico City.
How many partners? Just the three of you?
Yes, just... That's right, Dollar. The business belongs to me now. What about it?
Nothing about it. Congratulations.
One more crack
Bill,
like that...
I said stop it.
Let's go, Marvel. I've got to get back to town.
Wait for me at the truck. I'll be there in a few minutes.
All right. Suit yourself. Dollar, just one thing. Don't push me.
Blakely, 10 people died over there on that hillside last night. They were murdered. I intend to find out who did it. And if it takes pushing to find out, then I'll push. See you around.
Yeah. You probably will.
This thing hit Bill pretty hard, Mr. Dollar. You have to make allowances.
How long have you known him?
A couple of months.
And Palmer and Rourke?
The same. It's nothing serious, nothing romantic, if that's what you're thinking. It was all just for fun.
Was that all it was on their side?
Oh, men always claim to be serious. But that's only part of the game.
What else do you do, Miss Terrance, beside play the game?
That's all. I'm a wealthy orphan, Mr. Dollar, and my only career is drifting around the world playing the game. I'm ornamental, irresponsible, and rather useless.
Maybe not entirely useless. Just being ornamental has some importance in this world.
So you play too, huh?
No, I meant it.
I guess I was pretty obnoxious when you spoke to me a while ago.
Well, I suppose I asked for it.
I'm staying at the Hotel Monte Cassino.
Are you?
I'd like to see you again. I could teach you the game, Johnny.
Well, that's a very attractive offer. Outside of business hours.
But you think I'm mixed up in this?
No, I'm not sure.
Well, think about it, Johnny. You can call me at my hotel.
The Monte Cassino. That's where DeLagos is staying. Happen to know him?
Ramon? Well, yes, of course. Why?
Well, one of the passengers killed in that plane was his wife. Didn't you know?
I saw the name DeLagos, but I didn't even know he had a wife.
Another just for fun?
I think you've got some wrong ideas about me, Johnny. Come see me and I'll straighten them out for you.
All right. I will.
And something else. You'll find it out anyway, so I may as well tell you.
Tell me what?
I had reservations on Flight 6, too. I was going over to Havana for the weekend. I canceled out at the last minute.
I see.
Maybe that's why I came out here. To see for myself. I'm not afraid of death. I've tempted it too many times to be. But it does fascinate me. I stood there watching and thinking. Could have been me being carried down that slope. Except for luck.
Why did you cancel out at the last minute?
I was talked out of making the trip.
By whom?
Bill Blakely.
I watched her swing down the slope, lithe, erect, and lovely. A strange girl, with an air of aloneness about her. An air that I felt would be with her even in the crowd. Strange, but also compelling. Exciting. She might be involved, or she might not. I didn't know. But I was sure of one thing. In either case, I was going to see her again. An hour later, Gino Romero and I were heading back toward the city in the government jeep, leaving behind us the wrecked plane, the crushed trees, and the lonely slope on the mountain.
You have found the young lady of interest, senor?
Yeah, I found her of interest.
Always she's doing the crazy things. Daredevil, flirting with the eyes, looking for danger.
Playing the game, she calls it.
Si, senor. Playing the game. Que lástima. It is too sad that 10 persons are not be playing the game now anymore.
Oh, it's all right, Gino. I'm not that much under her spell.
¿Qué dice?
If she's guilty in any way, I'll pin it on her just as quick as the next one.
Oh, but I did not.
It's all right,
mean
forget it.
No, I do not think she's guilty. It is not a thing she would do, and she does not need the money. She's very rich.
Do you know that?
Everybody says so.
Well, that's what I mean. It's worth checking into.
Es posible, but I still do not think she would do such a thing. It is too terrible.
And she's too beautiful. Maybe I ought to give you the advice, Gino.
Before the beauty of a woman, senor, we are all as brothers, like Senor Blakely. I see he will look very disturbed.
Yeah, he did get a little hot under the collar. What do you know about him, Gino?
Almost nothing. He's come here for 3 months now, making the road.
And his partners, Palmer and Rourke, who were killed in the plane crash. What do you know about them?
The same. Nothing. They all arrive together. Always they work together, play together.
Then along came Marvel Terrance.
True. They were all rivals for the senorita. And there is one thing.
What's that?
They have the building for the machinery outside the city, the warehouse, you call it.
What about it?
In this warehouse, they keep much dynamite.
Gino dropped me at my hotel, the Del Prado, on Avenida Juarez. I changed clothes, cleaned up, sent some telegrams to the States. And about that time, Mac Macklin phoned up from downstairs and asked me to join him in the bar. Expense account item 3, $16.40. Drinks and dinner with the chief inspector of the Federal Department of Civil Air Transport. And then some more drinks.
I've been here 7 years, Johnny. I like it. I feel at home here. I like the people and their way of life. But it'd still be good to see old Shy again. The snow piling up along the loop, and the wind ripping in off the lake. The crazy little joints along Baker Street.
When were you there last, Mac?
1932.
Oh, then you're about due. Well, why don't you take a couple of weeks and fly up there?
No. Too much water under the bridge, Johnny. Too many little wars here and there in the world since 32. And too often McMacklin was flying in them. On one side or the other.
Oh, what of it?
Well, Uncle Sam frowns on that kind of thing, Johnny, so we've got a sort of an understanding. I stay the heck away, and he forgets about me.
I see.
I've got no complaints, actually. I'm doing all right here, but sometimes I sure do get homesick for the old town. Of course, it's probably changed so much that Oh, yeah, yes.
Con permiso de telephone, Señor McLean.
Oh, thanks.
I plug it in.
Hello, yeah? What? All right. Well, have you told the federal police? Yeah, I'll be here for a while. Adios. Well, we just lost our best angle, Johnny.
What do you mean?
That baggage handler, the one I figured slipped the dynamite on board the plane. The boys just now located him. His throat has been cut.
Now, here's our star to tell you about tomorrow's intriguing episode of this week's story.
Tomorrow, a bereaved relative lies. A frustrated lover comes up fighting. And a lovely lady in the case just vanishes. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by Les Crutchfield. It is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Be sure to join us tomorrow night, same time and station, for the next exciting episode of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
Welcome back. Well, there are actually quite a few things I liked about this episode, the way it's getting started. First of all, some of the dialogue, the first half of part 2, I thought was great. I love the idea of the Irish Chicago police officer running this Mexican air police office. And also just a great cliffhanger. Make sure you want to listen to the next show. There are a few lines that will ensure you tune in next time better than his throat was slit. All right, well, that will actually do it for today. We'll be back on Wednesday with part 3 and 4 of this story. And join us tomorrow for Mr. Moto. Well, before we do get started, I do want to remind you I've got a new book out called Powerhouse Hard Pressed. It's a superhero comedy novel with a little bit of an element of detective comedy. Poke fun and play with a couple of genres while telling a good story with a great message. You can pick it up on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or again for the Kindle. Well, now we're going to get into today's episode of Mr. Moto, Escape.
This is Mr. Moto. Mr. I.A. Moto.
NBC presents the world's greatest international secret agent, Mr. I.A. Moto, the popular Japanese character created by Pulitzer Prize winner John P. Marquand. Coupling his firm belief in the principles of freedom with his acute ability to perceive an enemy, Mr. Moto wages a ruthless war against all men who would secretly extinguish the light of liberty with the foul breath of tyranny. Tonight's story, a thrilling tale of escape, starring Mr. Moto, Mr. I.A. Moto.
Assignment escape began in the seething politics of Italy. Vincenzo Di Pietro, leader of the Italian Christian Democrat Party and all his life a violent anti-communist, was making a speech in Rome. On the outskirts of the enormous crowd gathered in the Piazza Gregorio to hear him were two Americans, Frank Falvo, a New York reporter on vacation, and his wife, Julie. Quite unwittingly, they became a part of the thunderbolt unleashed that fateful Saturday in the Eternal City.
Gosh, Julie, what a crowd. I tell you, Rome's the most exciting city in Europe.
Oh, Frank, isn't that Di Pietro now?
Well, yeah. Now you would hear our real speech if you knew Italian.
Your mother's going to teach me.
Golly, they're crazy about it. Julie, this speech will set communism in Italy back 10 years.
Frank, look.
What?
That man over there.
Where?
He's got a gun. He's going to shoot.
Assassination. The bullet ricocheted and echoed through every capital in the world. Just as statesmen everywhere recalled with terror the murder of the Archduke Francis Ferdinand in 1914, which exploded World War I, so it was with this. 2 days later, an already alarmed Washington became electrified. An intelligence agent attached to our embassy in Rome wired the fantastic news that a New York newspaperman named Frank Falvo had not only disappeared, but had been accused of the Di Pietro assassination by the Italian pro-communist press. While Italian-American relations tottered, I flew to Rome. 18 hours later, I was in the Hotel Quirinale with Frank Falvo's wife, Julie.
Mr. Moto, they've kidnapped Frank, and they've come right out and said he killed Di Pietro. Mr. Moto, what's going on? What does this thing mean?
I am afraid, Mrs. Falvo, that it means a great deal.
And these policemen. They knock at the door and force their way in and search the room. This morning they found the gun, the one that killed Di Pietro.
A gun?
In Frank's suitcase. One of them must have put it there when I wasn't watching.
Have you anything with which I could identify your husband?
One snapshot. I just got it back this morning from the developing place. The police took everything else. Passports, everything.
May I have the snapshot?
That's it, on the dresser.
Oh, yes.
It's not very good. He didn't know I was taking it, and he had his arm raised.
Yes, I see.
He was pointing at the top of the statue in St. Peter's Square. Mr. Moto, I'm not used to this sort of thing. I can't stand it.
Tell me exactly what happened last Saturday.
It happened so quickly. After the shot, 3 men stepped out of nowhere.
Yes?
2 of them grabbed Frank and forced him into a car. The other one held his hand over my mouth until the car got away. The whole thing's completely insane. Why would they pick on Frank?
Why did you come to Rome, Mrs. Falvo?
Why does anybody come to Rome? We wanted to see it, and we wanted to visit Frank's mother.
His mother?
Frank was born in Rome.
Oh.
His father sent him to America to school when he was 18. Frank liked the States and stayed there. Took out his papers and got his citizenship. He hadn't seen his mother since.
I see. Mrs. Falvo, are you religious?
Well, I suppose so. As religious as anybody these days.
Then I suggest you pray. God has often proved mankind's most powerful alive. Julie Falvo had posed the question, why? Why would an American sportswriter be made the scapegoat in an assassination plot riddled with Italian politics? There seemed no reason. He was neither important nor influential. Why Frank Falvo? Where had it started? With whom had it begun? For the moment, there seemed no answer.
Signora Falvo, I understand your son is coming to Rome next month.
Si, Signor Battisti. You are the old friend, so you will forgive me if I am like the bird with the excitement. My boy is of the big importance in America. Every day, for all the newspapers he writes. Every day, the pages and the pages.
A syndicated column, isn't it?
Scusate?
In a lot of papers at once.
Si, in all of them at once. All over. Even the Presidente, he asks my boy the permission. And the money. Madonna mia, the money. To his old mama, he has brought the honor and the rich.
No, Signora, your name did that long ago.
See, in 1826, a Falvo married the Emperor of Brazil, and by a cousin we relate to the Medicis. But never a Falvo like my filio Francesco. And his wife, she is an angel of virtue, with the beauty of a Madonna.
I am sure she is. And now, I'm sorry to rush, but I have an appointment.
I have been tiresome to you with my foolish boasting. But my boy makes his old mama to weep with the pride.
It has been very interesting and most pleasant. Will you excuse me?
Oh, but of course. Marco! If you will forgive me, Signor Battisti, my feet, they are not so young. Marco will show you out.
Of course. Don't apologize. And thank you for receiving me.
Signora?
Signor Battisti is leaving, Marco. Grazie, Signor, for coming.
It was an honor.
I have the party for my boy Frank. You will come, Signor, yes?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Goodbye. Thank you, Marco. Marco.
Yes, Senor?
The Falvo boy will do perfectly.
Oh, I'm going to tell you he's a perfect. I'm going to tell you before.
The old lady doesn't suspect you?
She's just the old fool. She's a know-nothing.
Related to the Medicis. Old Roman family. Ardent Christian Democrats. The boy is an American citizen and coming to Rome. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
The question why kept whirling in my brain. It was a question which had no answer. Lieutenant Grant of our intelligence in Rome placed himself at my disposal. He informed me in my hotel room that he, too, was baffled.
There's nothing new, Mr. Moto. The whole thing's a mess.
It will get even messier, Lieutenant Grant, if Frank Falvo signs a confession.
But why would they pick him?
The same tired-out tactics. The same old propaganda. Down with capitalist America. Foment dissension, excite the people. Prove that America is a country who sends gangsters abroad to murder and kill.
Yes, I know. It's the same old stuff. Oh, incidentally, I got a note today.
A note?
Yes. Here it is.
Thank you. If you want more information about Falvo, meet me tonight, 314 Piazza Barberini at 10. Marco Giolitti. Who is he?
He's the old lady's combination major domo, butler, and cook.
The Signora Falvo?
Yes. She lives in a broken-down house in the Via Latina.
You will keep this appointment?
Why not? Marco's harmless.
While you are talking with this Marco, I shall call on Mama Falvo. Something must be made to happen quickly. And, Lieutenant Grant.
Yes, Mr. Moto?
I know you are tired, but when you go to 314 Piazza Barberini, see that your weariness does not replace your wariness.
Marco, it's after 10. Where is he?
Signor Battisti, the Lieutenant Grant will come, I know.
If we don't get a confession from Falvo in 2 days, it will embarrass me. The DiPietro murder is already off the front pages. This whole thing was my idea. I wish it to work.
That is him.
You stay here. And don't panic. I've done this sort of thing before.
I'm looking for a man named Marco Giolitti. Does he live here?
No, he works here. Are you Lieutenant Grant?
That's right.
Marco's expecting you. Won't you come in?
Thanks. Hey, this is quite a place. What's Marco doing? Holding down 2 jobs at once? Must have plenty of... A gun? What is this? Oh!
Marco, come here quickly. Don't stand there gawking at him. You've seen dead men before. Take his body to the catacombs and cut off Falvo's food while you're at it.
Si, senor.
And tomorrow, we will deal with Mr. Moto.
Senor Falvo will tell him to leave town tonight. Maybe he's go.
Because an old woman asks him to? No, Marco. There are better ways.
But he's a dangerous man.
So am I. The idea has been turning over in my mind all day. Moto has never seen Frank Falvo. There are no photographs of him in Rome.
Oh, no, senor, it is impossible.
Why not? I'll take Falvo's clothes.
You'll be caught.
His cuffs, his tie. I'm about the same size. I'll tell Mr. Moto that Lieutenant Grant is a prisoner in the catacombs. I'll suggest that we rescue him. You'll be there waiting for us.
Signor Moto, you must leave Rome.
Signora Falvo, someone ordered you to say that, didn't they?
To say what?
To tell me to leave Rome.
No, Mr. Moto, no.
They are making you helpful, aren't they? They are threatening you. They are threatening to kill Frank unless you cooperate. Please, Signora Falvo, tell me the truth. Don't you understand what will happen if Frank confesses to this murder?
I know nothing about a confession. My Frank is all I live for. Please, Mr. Moto, you go now. Per favore, leave Rome.
Signora, where did that come from?
What?
That mud. There, on the floor.
I don't know from where comes that dirt. You leave Rome, Mr. Moto, please.
Signora, this little piece of mud has ended our conversation.
I don't understand.
And still moist, too.
Mr. Moto, please, per favore, leave Rome tonight. If you don't, they kill my boy. I can tell you no more than that. I cannot.
You do not have to. This little piece of tufa granulare has told me everything.
Oh, Madonna mia, have mercy. They will kill him. Oh, Madonna.
Si, senora. They will.
Marco, tell me, where's my boy?
What did he say about the dirt?
Marco, how you get home so quick? How? You say you have an appointment in the Piazza Barberini at 10. Now it's only 11. How you get home so quick?
Medicis. Emperor of Brazil. Sure. With that face of a pig. You say one word and... You are dead. You and your boy. Dead.
Mr. Moto, I don't understand. What is Mama Falvo hiding? How can a piece of mud be so significant?
Mrs. Falvo, this piece of mud is tufa granulare. I am an amateur geologist, and I recognized it instantly. It is a rather rare type of clay, found only at certain depths.
What do you mean?
Oh, come, Mrs. Falvo, surely you've guessed. The catacombs. The catacombs of Rome.
The catacombs?
They were excavated centuries ago, when pagan Rome persecuted the followers of Christ.
You think Frank...
I think he is a prisoner somewhere in the catacombs.
Mr. Moto.
I found this in his mother's house. When I picked it up, it was still quite moist. Somewhere near her house, there is an entrance to the catacombs.
But I thought all the entrances were guarded.
All the known entrances.
Mr. Moto, can't we call in the police? Can't we get 20 or 30 men and simply march in and...
No, I have a better plan. Frank's mother will certainly tell whoever it is she is afraid of that I was in her house. She will tell the men who are threatening her that I found the tufa granulare.
But...
Unless I am very, very mistaken, they will realize I am on the verge of discovering where Frank is hidden. I believe that in the morning they will get in touch with me.
Mr. Moto, please, find Frank for me. I can't stand it anymore.
Mrs. Falvo, I promise you that your husband will be safely back with you in 24 hours. There are many miles of catacombs beneath the Eternal City. I had in my possession one tiny bit of earth. Where did it fit? I prayed to my ancestors for guidance along the paths trod by the early Christian martyrs when they fought for their faith against the pagan might of the Caesars. In the morning, I tried Lieutenant Grant's hotel, but he did not answer. At noon, I telephoned the American embassy. He was not there either. I began to get apprehensive. And then, at 3 o'clock, a knock on my door. One moment, Lieutenant Grant. Oh,
Mr. Moto, I'm Frank Falvo. Let me in quickly.
Frank Falvo?
Let me in. They're following me. I didn't think I'd make it.
You are Mr. Falvo. I don't know what to say.
They got Grant. They're holding him prisoner in the catacombs near my mother's house.
Grant?
Yes. They faked an appointment with him last night at 10 in the Piazza Barberini.
Yes, that is true.
If we hurry, we can rescue him. He's not guarded.
No?
They're out looking for me. It's more important to them that Grant is. I've got taxi waiting downstairs. Hurry, Mr. Moto. We haven't a moment to lose.
Mr. Falvo, have you seen your wife?
I telephoned her. She doesn't mind waiting a little longer. We've got to get to Grant first. I tell you, it's a nightmare. There are rats down there, millions of them. You can hear them gnawing. It's wet and dank and horrible. Stop here, driver.
Si, senor. I was sure of it. Close to your mother's house.
Yes. An entrance to the catacomb through an abandoned well. They've been using my mother's house as a base of operations. It's all right. I've got the fare. Here, driver.
Grazie, signore.
Wait till he gets away. Now, this way.
The Christians of ancient Rome are great planners.
They had to be. Never knew they'd get thrown to the lions. They made secret entrances to the catacombs all over Rome. This is the well here. There are steps down.
We should have a flashlight.
There's a lantern at the bottom of the well. Climb over and be careful.
Right behind you. There.
Steps are wet. Be careful.
Isn't it ironic, Mr. Falvo, that the persecuted of old should have left such hiding places for the persecutors of today?
Yes, it is. There's water here at the bottom. Be careful. Here's the lantern. Have you a match?
Yes. There. Now what?
Will you carry the lantern? My right arm's stiff. I was wounded in the war.
Oh?
Hold it high. That's it. Now, there's a stone door fitted in the side of the well. Here it is. There. Go ahead, Mr. Moto. All right?
Yes.
Now, I'll close this door. Someone might look over the top of the well and see it. There.
Which way?
This way. The left.
The catacomb of Collister.
Yes.
It goes down many levels.
So we only go to the first. Grant's in a cubicula along here.
It has the odor of death.
2 million corpses it should have. What was that?
A cat.
Oh, must have gotten in another way. Hurry, Mr. Moto. I want to get back to Julie as soon as I can.
Is she a communist, too?
Moto, have you gone crazy?
If you move so much as an eyebrow, I'll shoot you. The real Frank Falvo could have carried this lantern. I saw a photograph of him with his arm raised, pointing.
Any time a pint-sized little Jeff Parker.
Marco, are you there?
Yes, senor.
Come here quickly.
I've been waiting the whole day. I think you no come.
This is Mr. Moto, such as he is. Throw him in with Falvo and Grant.
Where is this? What happened?
You're Moto, aren't you?
And you are the real Frank Falvo.
Yes.
What is that hideous noise?
Rats. Thousands and thousands of them. I've kept the candle lighted so they'd stay away from his body.
Whose body?
He's right behind you.
Lieutenant Grant.
They brought him in last night. Pulled that coffin halfway out of its niche and stuffed him in it.
There's no way out?
None.
You're sure?
It's hopeless.
Oh, I am afraid I have been very, very stupid.
The whole world's stupid. We ignore these people.
We do not ignore them.
Putting them in jail for 5 years is ignoring them. They ought to be shot.
Please, please, hysteria will not help.
Well, it's easy for you to talk. I've been in here for God knows how long, and those rats. No way!
Please, Frank. Please, try to keep calm. Now, please, please. I know you have suffered, and I know our situation is difficult.
I'm sorry.
That's better.
But it's so horrible. It's so fat. So filthy.
Ah. So my little feline friend has been captured also.
It slipped past when they threw you in here.
Here, kitty. Kitty, kitty. Come here. Come.
But it working the rats. There's enough of them around.
Unfortunately, the cat is hungry.
Hungry? What do you mean?
That's why it's not interested in the rats.
What are you talking about? Cats eat rats?
No, Frank, they do not.
Since when?
It is a popular misconception. Cats will not eat either mice or rats.
No, this is no place to argue about it, but you're wrong.
I agree that it is no place to argue, but I am not wrong. A cat will kill a mouse or a rat purely for pleasure, and only if it is well fed and energetic.
Now look, Moto, every grocery store owner in America will tell you that a cat will...
Kill mice, yes, not eat them. A cat has to be half mad and completely wild to eat a mouse or a rat. Now, let us think quietly. Blow out the candle. We may need it later. Frank, how long have I been here?
Oh, 3 or 4 hours. I can't keep track of the time. All I can think of is those rats. Get away! I got it. Mr. Moto, I can't stand much more of this. I can't.
Frank, please. Please, try to hang on to yourself. Light the candle, quickly. Hurry.
You should save it.
Light it, I said.
Since when are you in charge here?
Will you do as I tell you?
All right.
I knew it. Look.
What?
Here, kitty. Kitty.
Why, it's killed a rat.
Yes, here, kitty. Ah, nice, kitty. Yes, Frank, yes. Somehow this cat has gotten out, been fed, and come back. It wouldn't chase the rats before. Now it has killed one. Somehow it has been fed. There is an exit somewhere. Wait. That sarcophagus with poor Grant's body. Was it out of its chamber before?
No, it wasn't. They pulled the marble marker off.
Yes.
Dragged the coffin out and stuffed Grant's body in this afternoon.
Hold the candle in the hollow. Over Grant's body.
Okay.
Further in.
How's that?
A little more. That's it. Yes, there is a small hole. These burial chambers were built to hold as many as 3 or 4 sarcophagi. About 9 feet beyond the end of this one is an exit.
Where would it lead?
Grab one end of the sarcophagus.
Okay, sure.
Now, pull.
Weighs a ton.
Yes.
Mr. Moto, listen. Someone's coming.
Frank, don't give in. Don't sign that confession.
Don't worry.
Well, my 2 favorite prisoners.
Batiste will get you for this. America's about fed up with the way Europe's been treating her nationals.
Mr. Falvo, we are getting tired. I wish a signed confession from Mr. Falvo by tomorrow morning.
I'm telling you I won't sign.
Then, Mr. Falvo, in the morning we shall be forced to remove your clothes and coat you liberally with honey. You will both be chained to the wall, and there will be plenty of light so Mr. Moto may watch. And remember, Mr. Falvo, that rats are very fond of honey.
Moto, they'll do it.
The sarcophagus. Quickly.
They will. They're monsters.
You pull. I'll push. Now. It's moving. Yes. A little more. It's coming. Frank, watch out. The whole thing's crumbling. Watch out. Are you all right?
Yes. Come on.
Frank, wait. Wait, the cat.
Moto, for Pete's sake, that noise will have them down here in 30 seconds.
Here, Kitty.
Leave it. It's only
Kitty,
a cat.
It saved our lives.
Moto, come on.
It's hurt. Here, Kitty.
Moto, you're crazy. They'll get us.
Frank, it is one of God's creatures, and it saved our lives. Come on, Kitty. Come on. Good. All right, Frank.
We've broken through to one of the galleries. Now, which way? Which way should we go?
There. To the left. Daylight. That is how the cat got in.
Listen. They're coming back.
Keep perfectly still. Don't move. Press yourself against the wall.
Let's make a dash for it.
Keep still. Blow out that candle. Please, my little friend. You have saved us once. You can save us again by keeping quiet.
Marco, you are a fool. There are always rocks collapsing in the catacombs.
What is that?
What is what?
I'm going to hear something.
Well, let's go to the cell and make sure they're still there. I've never heard anybody so much fuss about Bill Ross taking it.
Now, Frank, quickly, towards the daylight.
We're going to make it.
Yes, and we're going to convict Marco and Battisti of murder.
We're out.
Yes, Frank. We're out in God's sunshine.
There's my mother's house. We've come up on the opposite side.
We have made it into the light. Yes. Yes, all three of us.
You have just heard Mr. I.A. Moto, the world's greatest international secret agent, in a story of escape. James Monks starred as Mr. Moto. The script was written by Jim Haynes, directed by Harry W. Junkin, and produced by Carol Irwin. The cast included Joyce Gordon, Adelaide Klein, Joe Helgeson, Ralph Camargo, Merrill E. Joels, and Brad Barker. The music was transcribed. This is Fred Collins speaking, and here with a preview of next week's story is Mr. I.A. Moto.
Thank you. Next week, the story of a sacred band of gold. A story of mystery and intrigue concerning a Burmese religious relic known as the Wheel of Life. And now, may the tender arms of sleep enfold you as gently as the moonlight creeps from flower to sleeping flower. And may the new dawn, blessed with God's good light, renew and prove your faith that right, and right alone, is might.
It's the Silver Jubilee on NBC. Tomorrow morning, start the day off right by hearing the best in radio entertainment over NBC. First, there's Tommy Bartlett and his interviews on Welcome Travelers. Then, fun and prizes with Walter O'Keefe and Double or Nothing. Next, Bud Collier is on hand to ask you to break the bank. And later, Jack Birch brings you songs and human interest stories. Now, Phil Baker invites you to join the $64 question next on NBC.
Welcome back. This episode just leaves a number of things to comment on. With as many listeners as we have in the audience, I think what Mr. Moto said about cats not actually eating mice or rats. I think that it was generally true. I don't know if it's universally true. When my family had a cat growing up, mice were never eaten. They were basically presented to us as loving gifts. If cat owners have a different experience, love to hear from you. Though perhaps not with too many details. I have to admit, this episode did a great job of that whole theater of the mind thing. You know, with the sound effects, they made the scene in the catacombs just sound and feel so creepy. You know, my skin was kind of crawling, you know, a sort of uncomfortable thing with the theater of the mind, but well done. I also had to appreciate Moto's eccentricity with the cat, because he went to this point, we have to get the cat out of there. When the thing is that the cat obviously knew the way in, knew the way out, and it wasn't like the criminals were going to stop to torture the cat. And that honey thread, that was also kind of, a frightening idea. But interesting episode overall. I also noticed, it's a somewhat, odd feature of the show that, you know, Mr. Moto, after each show, basically offers the listeners a blessing. And the ones we've heard so far have basically all wished a good night's sleep. I double-checked the Mr. Moto log, and the program aired at 7:30 at night. Maybe a little bit before most people's bedtimes, but I think people may have tended to go to bed a little bit earlier back in 1951. All right, well, that will actually lead us into listener comments and feedback, and we received a comment from Dave at on Twitter. Thanks, Adam, for all you do. Love the podcast. Well, thanks so much. And you can follow us on Twitter at Radio Detectives and become one of our friends on Facebook, facebook.com/Radio Detectives. Also, if you've not already, I'd appreciate you rating the show on iTunes. The main Great Detectives of Old Time Radio podcast listening is currently, as of this recording, at 191 ratings. Only 9 away from 200. So appreciate ratings. Reviews are not necessary, certainly appreciated, but it's not necessary to write a review just to rate the show. But we'll be back tomorrow with the next part of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Be sure and listen after the programming for a special programming note. Before we do get started, I want to encourage you to send your comments to Box 13 at greatdetectives.net. Follow us on Twitter at Radio Detectives and become one of our friends on Facebook, facebook.com/Radio Detectives. This episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. Thanks so much for your support. And you can support the program over at support.greatdetectives.net. Well, now it's time for today's episode of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, continuing with the Flight 6 matter, parts 3 and 4.
From Hollywood, it's time now for
Johnny Dollar.
This is Don Serrano de Almeida y Pico.
Oh?
We have not met, Senor Dollar.
No, all right. I've been sure to remember the name. Don Serrano. Oh, wait a minute. You're Maria Delago's brother.
That is correct.
I was planning to call on you this morning, Don Serrano.
That will not be necessary, Senor, since I am taking the liberty of calling on you. I am downstairs in your hotel at this moment.
Oh, I see.
I believe I may be able to cast some light on the unfortunate tragedy which overtook my poor sister and the other passengers of that ill-fated airplane.
You know something that hasn't come out?
Rather a great deal, Senor. I know the crash which resulted in the deaths of 10 innocent people was the evil work of a diabolical maniac.
Yes, well...
A product of the warped mind of a scheming, worthless, unspeakable dog, a sneaking, money-hungry snake, a scurrilous, unprincipled...
Don Serrano.
Si, senor.
Come on up.
Tonight and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. From Special Investigator Johnny Dollar, location Mexico City, to the Home Office Guaranty Transport Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. Assignment, the Flight 6 matter. Expense account continued. Item 5, $3.90, room service. Breakfast for myself and a pot of coffee for my visitor, Don Serrano de Almeida y Pico, I think. He was a thin, straight man with a small goatee and the face of a hawk. Stiff, formal, unbending. A classy grande type from an old school long out of business. And a man of much suppressed violence and hate.
Once upon a time, senor, there existed a gentleman's code for the settlement of such matters as this. The duello, as it was called. But we are living now in lesser and more decadent times. A man is no longer permitted to kill his enemies. He must suffer interference by the police, the Civil Air Transport Department, the government.
And even special investigators from the States, huh? Is that what you mean?
I was not speaking personally, Senor Dollar. You are as much a victim of the times as I am.
Well, it doesn't seem to be irritating me as much. More coffee, Don Serrano?
Gracias, no. Perhaps it is because you have not lost your dearly beloved sister, senor.
Oh, maybe. In that, at least, you have my sympathy. But let's get to the point. You've done quite a lot of talking about wanting to kill somebody, but I'm still not too sure who or why or what.
It is very simple, senor.
Not to me. Suppose we start at the beginning.
As you like. But who can ever say what is the beginning of anything?
All right, then let's be arbitrary about it. Let's start 3 weeks ago when your sister Maria came here from Havana to join her husband, Ramon de Lagos. I believe you said Ramon had been here for a month at that time on some kind of a business deal.
A business deal? Do I look like a fool, senor?
Oh, now, let's stick to the point.
Women. That is his business, senor. Women with money.
Then a week ago, Maria wired you, said she was terribly unhappy, and asked you to come at once. And when you got here, she told you what was the matter. She said Ramon was carrying on with an American girl named Marvel Terrance.
A Jezebel, senor.
So you took over. You got Maria an airline reservation back to Havana on Flight 6, the one that crashed, and told her you'd handle Ramon.
Oh, she was putty in his hands. He lied to her every day since they were married, and she always ended up by believing him. I told her in the beginning he was interested only in her wealth.
Which amounts to how much?
Oh, much. Even after Ramon's foolish dissipation over the last few years.
What happens to her estate now?
Half of it she was permitted to dispose of as she wished. She made a will some time ago in favor of Ramon. Against my advice, I may say.
What about the other half?
Now, that reverts to me, senor.
Oh?
It is a matter of family tradition.
Who managed your sister's estate before Ramon came into the picture?
I did, senor. And quite profitably. I did not waste my energies on illicit follies and ludicrous intrigue.
All right. Night before last, then, you took Maria to the airport and saw her off on a plane.
Si.
What was she planning to do when she got back to Havana? Was she going to divorce Ramon?
My sister was a very pious woman. May she rest in peace. Her religion would never permit such an act.
I see.
And, of course, there was the matter of family tradition.
Oh, naturally. Did Ramon go to the airport with you?
I had not seen Ramon since the night before, nor had Maria. We had quarreled violently over his disgraceful conduct.
Did Ramon know that his wife was taking Flight 6?
I informed him the night before.
Did you or Maria see him at the airport?
Oh, no, senor. He was much too clever. He managed to keep out of sight.
Then how can you be sure he was there?
Senor Dollar, who else would be so vile as to place an explosive on board the plane?
Oh, well, now I can follow your reasoning, but...
The matter is self-evident.
Well, look, I'm afraid we need more than self-evidence, Don Serrano.
The problem of evidence is your responsibility, senor. I have told you who committed the deed.
No, you've told me who you suspect.
Do you doubt my word?
Not as far as it goes. Sure you won't have some more coffee?
No, gracias.
Do you happen to know this girl, Marvel Terrance? By sight, I mean.
She has been pointed out to me.
Mm-hmm. Did you see her at the airport?
Si, I did. I was under the impression she was going to leave on the plane, but after it departed, she was still in the terminal.
Did you notice her talking to anyone before the takeoff?
Yes, to some American, I believe.
Red hair, stocky build, about 35?
Si, he would fit that description.
Blakely. Did you see her talking to anyone else? Any of the baggage handlers or the ground crew?
I'm afraid I did not notice. Is it important?
It could be. Well, thanks for your information, Don Serrano.
My only concern is to see justice done.
I'm sure it will be. And now suppose we take a look at what you didn't tell me.
Senor?
The fact that Maria took out a flight accident policy for $25,000 and named you as her beneficiary.
I considered it a mere whim of my sister's.
But the way things turned out, it was a pretty valuable whim, wasn't it, Don Serrano? For you, I mean.
Senor, are you implying...
I'm implying that Ramon wasn't the only one with a motive. Wasn't the only one who'll profit by Maria's death. You'll do pretty well yourself. Half her estate and $25,000 cash. That's not a bad deal.
I should kill you for such an insult.
You'd like to, wouldn't you? You're very big on this killing business. That's how you planned to handle things with Ramon, wasn't it, as soon as Maria went back to Havana?
It is only what he deserves.
And now you're trying to use me to do it. That's why you came here. You don't care about justice. All you want to do is get Ramon.
He is guilty.
If he is, Don Serrano, I'll find it out and I'll pin it on him. But if he isn't, I'm not going to be pushed into framing him. So you can take these dirty, underhanded insinuations of yours and you can... Get out, Don Serrano. Expense account item 6, $12.60. Taxi fares in and around Mexico City. I checked with the federal police first. They had their best men working on the murder of the baggage handler at the airport. And so far, they turned up nothing. They didn't have a single lead. I went through their files on the other 7 people who died on the plane. Nothing. The 2 pilots and the stewardess were Cuban and apparently had no close friends or enemies in Mexico City. 2 of the passengers were Brazilians and were only traveling through en route from the States. And as far as the other 2 were concerned, there seemed to be no motive. So it came right back again to the 3 I was already working on. Maria de Lagos and the 2 business partners, Ed Palmer and Jim Rourke. The 3 people who'd bought flight insurance policies. And that left me with 4 possible suspects. Ramon de Lagos, Maria's husband, Don Serrano, her brother, Marvel Terrance, and Bill Blakely, the partner of Palmer and Rourke. I checked with Inspector Mocklin, but he'd made no progress. With Gina Romero, no progress. I tried to reach Blakely, but he hadn't shown up at his office. I phoned Marvel Terrance and got a reluctant agreement from her to meet me for lunch. I waited for her at the Vendôme for an hour. She didn't show up. Finally, at 1 o'clock, I went to her hotel.
Oiga, mozo, traiga el equipaje del cuarto número 85. Ahorita vaya. Ándale, pues. Si, senor. What can I do for you?
I'd like to see Miss Marvel Terrance. I wonder if you...
Miss Terrance. Que señorita tan bonita, tan hermosa.
Yeah, well, if you'll...
She's the most beautiful woman where I ever stay at this hotel.
Yeah, she's pretty gorgeous, all right. Would you mind
Sometimes I think everybody in the world is in love with this señorita. All day long, it is one man after another which call up to talk to Miss Terrance.
Well, would you ring her and tell her I'm waiting...
2 times so many calls we get on the switchboard while the señorita is live here.
That's very interesting. And now would you
You
please...
must forgive me, amigo. When I think of Miss Terrance, I lose all sense in my head.
All right. You're forgiven. Now, if you...
What is it you wish, senor?
Will you ring Miss Terrance and tell her I'm waiting down here in the lobby?
Immediately, senor. Your name, please?
Johnny Dollar.
Johnny... D-O-L-D-O... How do you spell it, please?
D-O-L-L-A-R.
L-A-R. Gracias. I will tell her at once that you... Sacre nombre. I had forgot.
Forgot what?
She's not here no more, senor.
What?
She has checked out of hotel at 11 o'clock this morning.
Expense account item 7, $2.10. Lunch at the Monte Casino Hotel, alone. I was sorry she'd skipped. I guess I was secretly hoping Marvel would turn out to be in the clear. But if she were, then why run out? It didn't add up. I paid my check and started to leave the dining room, and at the entrance I ran square into a man I was planning to see later in the day. He didn't seem very happy about it.
Senor Dollar.
How are you, Ramon?
It is a pleasure to see you again, senor. And
I'd
now,
like to talk to you a
excuse
couple of minutes. Come on, let's step into the bar.
But I have a most important engagement, senor.
Oh, this is important, too. I understand you're a friend of Marvel Terrance's.
See, it is my honor and pleasure.
Well, she's checked out of the hotel here. Do you know where she went?
Oh, senor, I do not discuss the private affairs of my friends.
Oh, knock it off, Ramon. This isn't a tea party. 10 people have been murdered by an explosion aboard a plane. One of them was your wife, remember?
I cannot help you. I know nothing of Miss Terrance's plans, and now...
I talked to your brother-in-law this morning, Ramon, Don Serrano. He tells me you're the one who put the explosive on board the plane.
It is a lie.
He seemed pretty certain of it. He tells me you stand to inherit half of your wife's estate.
Then he is better informed as to the details of the matter than I am. I do not know what happens to the estate, senor.
He seems to think you wanted to get your wife out of the way in order to have a free hand with Miss Terrance.
Don Serrano, as you may have noticed, is a bigoted and jealous old fool who thinks only of money. He knows better than that.
What do you mean?
Maria was different from the women of your country, senor. She understood such matters as my friendship with Miss Terrance.
And accepted them?
Except such times as Don Serrano goaded her into being foolish, yes. It is a difference of the Latin temperament, senor.
I see. Then there was no trouble between you and Maria?
None of importance. The trouble was Don Serrano. He has hated me from the day of our marriage, because from that moment on he no longer had any control over Maria's fortune. If you wish to discuss this further, senor, I will be happy to do so later, but I must leave now. Con su permiso.
I watched him hurry out of the hotel. I had no real reason to stop him and no authority to. On sudden impulse, I crossed the lobby to the public phones, called the Hotel Regis, and asked for Don Serrano de Almeida y Pico. Don Serrano had checked out. No forwarding address. I called the Del Prado and asked for Bill Blakely. Mr. Blakely had checked out. No forwarding address. I left the phone booth and hurried back to the desk. The clerk was very sorry. Ramon de Lagos had checked out earlier in the day. No forwarding address. Johnny Dollar.
Inspector Maclean's office. Gino Romero.
Oh, Gino. What did you find out? Did you locate any of them? Beneficiaries of the crash of Flight 6?
Si, senor. It was an affair most simple. A matter of making a telephone call to the airport.
Then they've left Mexico City.
Si, senor. The señorita Marvel Terrance has taken the 10 o'clock plane this morning to Acapulco.
Oh?
Senor Blakely has taken the 11:30 plane to Acapulco. Senor Ramon de Lagos has taken the 2 o'clock...
Plane to Acapulco. And what about Don Serrano?
Oh, with him, it's different. At 2:45, he's depart from Mexico City in a special charter plane.
Look, Gino, is there another flight to Acapulco this afternoon?
But, of course, at 4:30. Already I have 2 reservations.
Good. I'll meet you at the airport. What's the flight number? Gino.
I'm scared to think of it. This one is also called Flight 6.
From Special Investigator Johnny Dollar, location Mexico City, to the Home Office, Guaranteed Transport Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. Assignment, the Flight 6 matter. Expense account continued. Item 9, $63.45. Incidentals in Mexico City and plane fare to Acapulco. One more of the sharp contrasts of Mexico. We left the stiff formality of the city behind us, the cool, thin air of the high plateau, and 50 minutes later we stepped off the plane and into the steaming heat of the tropics. Barefoot tourists in shorts and barefoot natives in white cotton dungarees. Soft brown skins and flashing teeth. Mangoes, papayas, and the heady scent of tropical flowers. Blue sky, blue Pacific, and a burning sun. And a bay so bright and beautiful it breaks your heart. Acapulco. Gino Romero of the Department of Civil Air Transport knew his way around. So I waited for him while he checked his contacts, airport police, custom agents, limousine drivers. And in a few minutes, he'd made his rounds and rejoined me in front of the terminal.
It is an affair most simple, senor. A merely matter of ask the question and listen to the answer.
What did you find out, Gino?
Señorita Miss Terrance is stay at the Hotel Los Flamingos.
So?
Senor Blakely is also stay there. Ramon de Lagos is go to the Hotel Caleta. And Don Serrano is stay at the Club de Pesca. So you see?
Yeah, I see. All right, Gino, let's get going.
And where we are going is to the...
We'll put up at the Los Flamingos.
That is what I'm expecting. Oh, she's very beautiful, senor.
True, but there are even better reasons for staying there.
¿Qué dice?
Well, in some way, and I'm not just sure how, I think this whole thing centers right around Marvel Terrance.
You think it's possible she's guilty of the crash of the Flight 6 to collect the insurance?
Maybe. Or she might have been used. Or maybe... Oh, I don't know, Gino. But it's about time we found out. Expense account, item 10, $1.50. Limousine fare from the airport to the hotel. The Flamingos is built on a point near the far end of the peninsula, set on a headland high above the white smother of surf below. And there, just before dusk, with the western sky a yellow blaze of glory beyond the far rim of the Pacific, I found her. She was sitting on the open terrace by the edge of the cliff. And once again, she was alone.
Sit down, Johnny.
Thanks.
I suppose I should be surprised, but I'm not, really. I guess I rather expected you.
Well, then wasn't it a waste of time to run away from Mexico City?
I've always run away, I guess.
Most of the time, I imagine you've been followed.
Or maybe I wanted to face you here, where it's so beautiful. Where perhaps you'd be able to understand me a little better.
Is that what you want, Marvel? To be understood?
Doesn't every woman?
I thought it was more often the man. Usually it's his wife who doesn't understand him, isn't it?
I see this isn't going to be just a social chat.
Oh, I doubt if it could ever be just a social chat. Not with you. You got too much impact for that.
A compliment?
That's a fact.
There's no place else in the world with sunsets like the ones here. Every evening. It's like there's another land way off there in the west. A strange, bright, golden land. And it keeps calling, coaxing.
Only in a little while it'll disappear. And everything will be dark off there in the west.
Maybe you do understand me, Johnny. Maybe that's why I'm half afraid of you. Another reason I ran, maybe. I can be a fool, easy. Sort of hereditary defect, you might say.
Oh, it's a common affliction. Rarely fatal.
Rarely doesn't help. Once is enough. You know something? When I die, I want to be buried up there in the middle of a sunset.
It'd be kind of lonely, wouldn't it?
I think I've always been lonely. Do you know I haven't a single living relative in the world, not one. I was 14 when my parents were killed in an auto accident. I stayed in a boarding school, and the bank handled the estate. When I was 21, they turned it over to me. And since then, I guess that's not what you want to know, though, is it?
Not exactly. Want to tell me about it, Marvel?
No. As a matter of fact, I don't. I don't even want to think about it.
It would be better if you would.
For whom? For me? I doubt it. I feel dirty, Johnny. Telling wouldn't change that.
It might.
Anything I'd tell you would be only suspicion, not fact.
Wouldn't?
Unless, of course, you're expecting a confession.
Do you have one to make?
No.
But you know who caused Flight 6 to blow up and why, don't you?
No. I can make a guess, that's all.
Like to tell me that guess?
You'll find out soon enough, Johnny, and I'd rather it didn't come from me.
11 people have died, Marvel.
I know.
10 on the plane that crashed, and the baggage handler who was murdered later, and
You
whoever...
don't have to remind me of it. I couldn't forget it if I wanted to. I told you how I felt, now drop it, Johnny.
All right.
I didn't know. That's all I can claim. I just didn't know.
What do you mean?
Nothing. Look. It's dark out there now. And sunset's gone.
There's always another one.
I wonder.
Have you ever met Don Serrano, brother-in-law of Ramon de Lagos?
No, but he was pointed out to me.
Did you see him at the airport the night Flight 6 was blown up?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Did you see Ramon?
No.
Did he know you'd canceled your reservation that night?
He didn't even know I had one.
Have Ramon and Bill Blakely ever met?
Yes, they met. And detested each other on sight.
Well, that's understandable in view of the circumstances.
Oh, I guess, but why are people like they are?
Did you arrange for Blakely to follow you here?
I didn't tell anybody I was coming.
He was a good guesser. So was Ramon and Don Serrano.
I know. They're all here. Why? They don't even know me. They don't want to know me. Not in any real way, but they're here.
Oh, yeah, they're here. And I think you ought to tell me what you know, Marvel.
Tomorrow, maybe. Not tonight. Let me have just one night, Johnny.
All right.
Take me to dinner. Dance with me. Laugh with me. Give me just one evening. Will you, Johnny?
Sure. And thank my lucky star for the chance.
You're sweet. I'm saying it now. Without any strings. No matter how things work out. I'll still mean it. You're a sweet guy, Johnny. Give me time to change.
I went to my room and made 2 phone calls while I waited for her. The operator at the Club de Pesca informed me that Don Serrano was not in. The clerk at the Hotel Caleta said the same thing about Ramon de Lagos. I didn't leave my name with either of them. Bill Blakely was staying in room 23, a few doors on down the terrace, so I decided to go have a talk with him before I went out to dinner with Marvel Terrance. But as it happened, I didn't have to go to that much trouble. Yeah, who is it?
Blakely, I'd like to talk to you.
Come on in.
Do you always cover your visitors with a gun?
Only when I spot them listening outside my door.
I don't know
I
what
saw your shadow against the shutter there. You've been standing outside for the last 5 minutes, Blakely. You listened to me make a couple of phone calls. Did you learn anything you wanted to know?
Dollar, suppose you were suspected of sabotaging an airliner and killing 10 people. Wouldn't you want to know what kind of a case was being built up against you?
What makes you think you're under suspicion, Blakely?
I know I am. Ed Palmer and Jim Rourke were my partners. When they died on that plane, I became sole owner of the firm. There's the motive. I've got a warehouse full of dynamite in Mexico City. There's the method.
I can go even farther than that.
What do you mean?
You mentioned one motive. Why didn't you mention the other one?
What other one?
Marvel Terrance. That crash not only eliminated a pair of business partners, it wiped out a couple of rivals.
Just one thing wrong with that, Dollar. Marvel had a reservation on that plane herself. She only decided at the last minute not to go. I wouldn't have been gaining much if I'd killed her along with my rivals, as you call them.
Uh-huh. Maybe that's why you cornered her at the airport and argued her out of going.
Yes, I did talk her out of the trip. But not because I'd planted an explosive on board.
How do you feel about her, Blakely?
I'd give my left arm. It wouldn't do any good. I'm just not the guy. I never have been and never will be. Maybe you are. She says she's having dinner with you tonight.
That's right. She is.
How do you feel about her, Dollar?
I don't know. Expense account item 11, $26.40. Taxis, dinner, drinks, and dancing for 2. The Copacabana with its blue lights and the surf right at your feet and a million stars low enough to touch. The warm water of the bay lapping softly at the pilings. The Las Americas, the Casablanca, music, champagne, and the tropic night. And then finally, much later.
Good night, Johnny, and thank you. Tonight, for the first time I can remember, I wasn't alone.
And then, only an hour afterward, I was wakened out of a sound sleep.
Senor Dollar.
Right with you, Gino. What was it?
It's a senorita, I think.
She's a number 8. Come on. But she wasn't a number 8. Her door was standing open and the room was empty. We searched the terrace out toward the edge of the cliff where I talked with her at sunset. We saw the broken section of railing and found one of her slippers and a pack of her cigarettes lying nearby. In pitch darkness, we slid and scrambled down the steep path to the beach. And there by the edge of the surf, we found her. The warm foam reached out for her, as though to carry her away, to that last sunset she'd loved so much. She looked very beautiful, but very much alone. As alone and as lonely as death.
Now, here's our star to tell you about the final intriguing episode of this week's story.
Tomorrow, a desperate killer is cornered and strikes back in a deadly counterattack. Final showdown. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by Les Crutchfield, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Be sure to join us tomorrow night, same time and station, for the next exciting episode of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
welcome back. Well, sad end, though, I have to admit at this point, I really saw it coming with her going out to dinner and, not telling Johnny right away, the clue she had. That's always asking for the killer to come after you in these sort of stories. I have to admit, I'm pretty curious about why everybody went to Acapulco at the same time, other than perhaps the reason that it was Acapulco. But we will find out on Friday when we wrap up this Johnny Dollar serial. Now, I mentioned a programming note, and that is that next Wednesday we will not have Johnny Dollar on Wednesday. The reason is that we will be playing one of 4 serials where an episode is missing. And on those episodes, we will play Johnny Dollar on Monday and on Friday, and on Wednesdays, we'll have a special. This time we're going to have a one-shot radio series, only 1 episode in existence, so there was more than one made. We'll have Gloria Blondell and Dick Powell will be with us next week in Miss Pinkerton Incorporated. All right, well, now we move on to listener comments and feedback, and Sparky from Pacific Beach emails in and says, at the end, Johnny should have gotten together with Pauline Morris, a lady who called him at the beginning and interrupted his vacation. Could have had another nice lady in the plot. Could have had dinner and dancing, even leading to marriage. There are too many cigarettes being lit, especially during the intimate romantic scenes. I picture a lovely young lady firing off the cancer stick, blackening her lungs, and kissing like an ashtray. I guess this is the downside of theater of the mind. Otherwise, all is great. Thanks. Yeah, I guess that would be considered a downside, and really a reflection of just our changing attitudes towards smoking. Of course, if you listen to the radio program, you can get under the false impression that everybody back then smoked. It was actually, in 1955, 57% of men and 28% of women smoked. So a large number that didn't, particularly among women. Of course, over radio, it's hard to actively show people not smoking. And it seemed that on detective shows that most of the detectives at one time or another would smoke. And obviously, I think the perception in 1955 about a woman that smoked was, depending on how it was done, it could be a sign of sophistication or attractiveness. And in some circles, still is. I just can imagine how some people watching our television programs of this era would probably say, he ate that? They ate that much? So I guess it does pay to be charitable to previous generations in that regards. All right, well, that will do it for today. Join us tomorrow. We're bringing you a new series, Nick Carter, Master Detective. You want to be sure and listen to it. Friday, we wrap up the Flight 6 matter. And join us next Wednesday for Miss Pinkerton Incorporated. Today's episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. Thank you so much for your support. Well, folks, after a month of various mystery specials, we're ready to bring in a new show to take the place of Sherlock Holmes in our lineup. And we're going to start Nick Carter, a character whose story appeared before Sherlock Holmes. In 1886, Nick Carter appeared in The Mysterious Crime of Madison Square. And that led to 29 more years of Nick Carter stories and Nick Carter magazines, a weekly publication by Street and Smith that was replaced in 1915, and then was returned again 18 years later as a pulp magazine from 1933 to 36. And then there were 3 films by starring Walter Pidgeon, 1939 and 40. Nick Carter came to radio a well-known character. While his stories predated Sherlock Holmes, no one, I think, would argue that they were superior or even in the same league as Holmes. The Nick Carter stories were written by a wide variety of authors, and I've read several of the stories, and they really seem to change styles depending on the literary mood of the moment. So we're going to go ahead and we'll take a listen to the radio series. The series starred Lon Clark and aired from 1943 to 1955. And as far as I know, it is the longest detective series where you've had one detective in the lead role. Mr. Keen, Tracer of Lost Person, there were more series. And, of course, there were more seasons of Sherlock Holmes, though not all of those ran consecutively. Nick Carter began airing over the Mutual Network on April the 11th of 1943. We're missing the first 12 episodes of Nick Carter, but we have episode number 13, which aired on July the 6th of 1943. So here now is The Echo of Death.
Calling Nick Carter. Another case for Nick Carter, Master Detective.
Yes, it's another case for that most famous of all manhunters, the detective whose ability at solving crime is unequaled in the history of detective fiction. Nick Carter, Master Detective. Tonight's curious adventure is
The Echo of Death, or Nick Carter and the Phantom Clue.
No, please, don't kill me. Don't kill me.
Hold him still. They're just like that. This has got to look right.
No, I'll do anything you say. I'll forget everything I know. Only don't kill.
All right. He's dead. Now come on.
Hello? Yes, this is Nick Carter speaking. Case? What kind of case? Disappearance. Well, that's hardly in my line. Oh, I see. Yes. Yes. Yes, I understand. All right, expect us late this afternoon. You get that on the extension, Patsy?
I should say so. Echo Valley Lodge, private amphibian plane waiting for you at the airport. Come at once, never mind the fee. Who is this Howard Manstead who tosses money around like confetti?
A well-known millionaire sportsman, Patsy. But, wouldn't it be more to the point to ask about the man who's disappeared?
Oh, you mean James Stello, the columnist. Why, he... Hey, who is he, anyway?
That's what you get for not reading the financial pages of the paper, Patsy. Well, come along. We've got to find a taxi and get to the airport.
Well, aren't we going to take anything with us?
Oh, yes, of course. I was forgetting.
I thought you were. I'll need my new dress.
You want Scubby. Call him and tell him to meet us at the airport. He knows Thurlow. They write for the same paper.
But why aren't we going to...
Oh, and one other thing, Patsy. Bring along Volume 3 of the Encyclopedia, E to H.
Scubby Wilson and Volume 3 of an encyclopedia. That's just what a girl needs for a visit to a millionaire's hunting lodge. Though seldom visited because of its somewhat inaccessible location, Echo Valley is a natural freak of singular interest.
I have friends you could say the same thing about, but the encyclopedia doesn't mention them.
Quiet, Scubby. Let Patsy finish reading.
Echo Valley is of great interest to scientists. Sounds occurring in certain areas of Echo Valley may be repeated as many as 13 times, echoing from cliff to cliff in gradually diminishing volume.
Why do encyclopedias always use so many words to say so little?
That's what I wonder about newspaper reporters sometimes, too.
So we'll change the subject? What else does it say?
That's all.
Well, that's no help. Thurlow certainly wasn't carried off by an echo.
Oh, he's probably just lost in the woods.
In any case, I don't see why Manstead insisted on you coming out to look for him, Nick. You're no Indian guide.
Patsy, if Thurlow isn't found alive, it may cost the public millions.
Millions? Well, he's just a columnist, isn't he?
Just a columnist? He's the smartest financial reporter in New York.
Thurlow's more than just a reporter, Patsy. In the financial column he writes, he sometimes tips the authorities off to big stock swindles and other kinds of financial skullduggery.
Right. It was Thurlow who broke open the Nemo Bank scandal 3 years ago and sent the whole board of directors to prison.
And for some time, Patsy, Thurlow has been hinting in his column that he was on the verge of revealing some kind of tie-up between certain politicians and one or two big operators that would rob the public of millions.
Oh, then if anything happened to him now, before he's had a chance to tell anybody what he knew, the scheme would go through as scheduled.
Right. That's why he went to Echo Valley Lodge. Manstead, an old friend of his, invited him out so he could work in peace for a few weeks.
Scubby.
Huh?
Is it true that Thurlow was on the verge of a nervous breakdown when he left?
Oh, he was walking around in circles talking to himself, Nick. He had almost all the dope he wanted, but he still hadn't got the name of the guy behind the whole scheme. He took along a whole bunch of records of stock transactions. He said they might give him the clue he needed. And, hey, look, ahead of us.
Echo Valley. It is, isn't it, Nick?
No doubt of it, Patsy.
But look, that isn't any Echo flying toward us.
A plane. Nick, it's a plane flying up out of Echo Valley.
Yes. Yes, it's a private amphibian.
I thought this plane of Manstead's was the only one in these parts.
Now, the pilot's seen us. Huh. He's turning out of our line of flight.
I suppose he wants to avoid us?
I'll bet he doesn't want us to see his markings.
He is trying to avoid us.
Oh, pilot. Swing over so we can get a look at that plane down there.
Right, Mr. Carter.
He knows we're trying to get closer to him.
Look at him bank to avoid us.
He's turned back. He's heading away from us now.
Oh, pilot. Overtake that plane if you can.
Yes, Mr. Carter.
Say, isn't that the Manstead hunting lodge down there, right on the edge of the lake?
Yes, Scubby, it is. But we're not going to land until we get some idea what that plane's up to.
Look, he's diving straight down now.
He's going to try to get away underneath us.
Oh, he'll never make it. Those private planes aren't built.
His wing, it's breaking off.
Couldn't take the strain.
He's heading straight for the ground if he hasn't got a parachute.
Oh, but he has. Look, he's jumping. See, the chute's opening.
And there goes his plane into the trees. Well, that was a narrow escape. He didn't have more than 500 feet of altitude.
Oh, he's come down on the top of that tall pine. He's caught there. See, his parachute won't come loose.
Yes. Well, we'll have to land and rescue him. Besides, I want to know why he was so anxious to avoid having his plane identified. Oh, pilot.
Yes, Mr. Carter.
Land in the lake and taxi up as close as possible to the place that fellow came down.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute, Patsy. I'll lift this one up for you. There you
Watch
are.
out that branch doesn't
Thanks.
snap back in your face, Patsy.
Oh.
Well, aren't we almost there?
Yes, there's the clearing. Just ahead. Only a few more steps.
Oh, and they say exercise is good for you.
Oh, there. There's his parachute. I think I can see him hanging among the branches.
He's hurt or he'd call to us. Come on.
His shroud lines are caught among the branches. I can see that much.
Well, he's just dangling there.
Yeah.
Hey, you up there. Can you hear us? You all right?
He doesn't answer. Look, I'll climb up and see if I can...
No. Wait.
What is it, Nick?
Look at those shroud lines.
They're wrapped around his neck.
Yeah. Look at the way his head is twisted to one side.
Yes. His neck's broken. He's dead.
What?
Oh. When he landed in the tree, he got tangled in the lines and...
I wonder.
Nick, what do you mean?
Look down at your feet, Scubby.
Huh? Cigarette butt.
What? Somebody must have been here before us.
Maybe. But its position makes me think the cigarette was smoked by him up there.
Oh, but that's impossible, Nick.
It's been just about an hour, Scubby, since he crashed. He knew we'd come after him. So if he was hurt and couldn't get out of his chute harness, what would be more natural than for him to smoke a cigarette and wait to be rescued?
But he's dead.
Because somebody reached him before we did. And murdered him.
And so that's the story, Mr. Carter. As much as we know, anyway. Thurlow just wandered away yesterday morning and never returned.
I see, Mr. Manson. And you don't think this mysterious airplane we met just before we reached here has any connection with Thurlow's vanishing?
Well, I don't see how it could. But then, as I said, I haven't the slightest idea where the plane could have come from or who was flying it.
Yeah. Now, let's go over the facts again, if you don't mind.
Oh, of course not.
Thurlow arrived here a week ago?
Yes, with his wife. I had them flown in my plane. They had the lodge to themselves with my permanent housekeeper to look after them.
And you arrived yesterday?
In the middle of the afternoon.
But Thurlow wasn't here when you arrived?
No, he'd already gone out. He told his wife he was taking his revolver along and would take pot shots at the trees and rocks.
So you never actually saw him?
That's right. The woodsman I employ to look after the property asked me to come and examine some trees he wanted to cut down. About sundown, I got back to the lodge, and Thurlow still hadn't returned. Mrs. Thurlow was becoming worried. I ordered the floodlights we used for landing the plane at night, but he didn't show up.
And then in the morning, you called me.
Well, first I phoned the nearest forest ranger station. And after that, Mrs. Thurlow was so agitated, I had promised I'd send for you.
Where is Mrs. Thurlow? I'd like to ask a few questions.
Well, she's sleeping now. She was up all night, and this morning the housekeeper gave her a sleeping tablet. Shall we wake her?
No, not just now. There's still an hour of daylight left. I'd like to take a look around outside. Perhaps
I'll open it.
Mr. Manstead.
Johnny, what is it?
His hat. We found it.
Thurlow's hat? Where?
Near the waterfall.
Why, that's not far. It's only a mile from here. It's still light. Do you want to come with us and look for him, Mr. Carter?
Yes, I think I do.
Oh, gosh, my ankle. Oh, boy.
There's the hat, Mr. Manstead. In that bush.
But what in the world could Thurlow have been doing in here? This isn't the trail to the waterfall.
It isn't a trail at all as far as I'm concerned. It's a jungle.
It used to be a trail to an old one-room cabin, but there's no reason Thurlow would go there.
Well, maybe if we yell, he'll hear us. He might be in there with a busted ankle or something.
Go ahead and try, Scubby.
Thurlow! Thurlow! Good gosh, will you listen to that?
Well, that's one reason this is called Echo Valley. The cliffs around the waterfall down the trail make a perfect sounding board.
Well, if he didn't hear that, he must be dead.
If there's a cabin in there, we better take a look at it.
Right. I don't see what in the world Thurlow could have come this way for, but maybe he did. Let's find out. There it is.
Where, Manstead?
Oh, there, between those two trees. See it?
Oh, yes.
It's only another 40 yards.
Well, come on, then.
Oh, Scubby. Wait.
Well, sure, Nick. What is it?
That bare patch of ground there. Those footprints.
Thurlow's footprints.
You sure, Scubby?
Sure. I've seen those pointed shoes of his too often not to recognize the footprints anyplace. Come on, Nick.
Yes. I'm coming. Thurlow's a tall man, isn't he, Scubby?
He's a tall man like I'm Henry Ford. He's about 5'5". Why?
I thought that... Well, never mind. There's the cabin.
Gosh, it doesn't look as if it had been opened in years.
Well, it hasn't that I know of.
But there are Thurlow's footprints going right up to the door.
And somebody's opened the door recently. Look at these broken spider webs around the door jamb. But it won't open now.
Oh, here, let me try. It ought to open without any trouble.
Yeah, but it doesn't budge.
That's strange. Let's take a look through the window.
The window's boarded over. The boards haven't been touched.
I nailed the window up myself 3 years ago. Nobody came here since.
And someone has come here. Thurlow. And he must be inside now.
But the window hasn't been touched, and the door is barred on the inside.
Looks bad. We'd better break the door down.
Suppose we have old Johnny use his axe on it. That'll be quicker.
Of course. Johnny, smash the door open for us.
Stand back, please.
That door was locked to stay locked.
Starting to go. There.
That does it. It's open.
If you don't mind, I'd like to go in first.
Of course. It's dark inside. Here, take my flashlight.
Thanks.
There he is. Thurlow.
He's dead. He came here, bolted himself in, and shot himself with his own revolver.
Yes, he's dead, all right. And it does look like suicide, doesn't it?
Now, Mrs. Thurlow. Jim couldn't have killed himself, Mr. Carter. He couldn't have.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Thurlow. I wouldn't intrude on your grief if it wasn't necessary. Now, first of all, what kind of mood was your husband in yesterday morning just before he disappeared?
He was very agitated.
Agitated? Well, do you know any reason why he should have been?
I think he just found a clue to the identity of the man he was seeking. The one behind his plot to upset the stock market.
Did he say who it was?
No, he just said he'd stumbled on a clue. And he was so shocked he could hardly believe the evidence. That was why he went out into the woods. He wanted to be alone to think the matter through.
Perhaps his notes will tell us what he found.
Yeah, I thought of that, Nick. After Mrs. Thurlow woke up and I talked to her while you and Scubby were out with Mr. Manstead, we tried to read his notes. But they're in some kind of a shorthand that nobody can read but himself. I can make out a few words here and there, but not enough to help.
Well, we'll have another try at it later. Please go on, Mrs. Thurlow.
Well, that's almost all, Mr. Carter. Jim went out about 10 in the morning. I stayed here in my room reading. About half an hour later, I thought I heard a shot. All of a sudden, I was terribly frightened.
Frightened? Of what?
I don't know. It was just a feeling. Then I heard the far-off echo of somebody hammering. It was... It sounded like somebody hammering down the lid of a coffin. And I'm positive it meant that Jim was dead. It's probably someone chopping down a tree, she heard, Nick. Anyway, she went back to her reading and forgot about it. And around 1, Manstead phoned from the village, this little town about 10 miles from the hills, for Johnny to come for him in the station wagon.
Manstead phoned. But didn't he fly in by plane yesterday?
Seems not. The plane was in New York getting a new propeller, so he took the night train.
Is that so?
Anyway, Johnny went to meet him. He got here about 2:30. The rest of the story is just the way he told it to us. Nick Thurlow must have killed himself. There just isn't any other answer.
I wonder, Patsy. I wonder. Hello? Yes, speaking. Did you get the dope I wanted? He was? And the plane? Then check every airfield within 50 miles of the city. Yes, I know it's a big order, but somebody's playing this game for big stakes. No, that's all. Call me back when you've learned something.
Hello, Carter. I didn't know anybody was here in the library.
I took the liberty of phoning New York. I was trying to check on that mysterious plane that we saw crash yesterday afternoon.
I see. Did you learn anything?
Nothing yet.
You know, I have a theory about that plane, Carter.
I'd be interested to hear it, Mr. Manstead.
Well, we're only 100 miles from the border, and in the past, planes engaged in smuggling aliens into this country have landed in this region. Now, I'm willing to wager this chap, who was so anxious to avoid being seen, was engaged in doing something like that.
Certainly sounds plausible.
Nick! Oh, Nick!
Oh, yes, Scubby.
Oh, there you are. Oh, top of the morning to you, Mr. Manstead.
Good morning.
Say, I was looking for the two of you. Forrest Ranger Thompson and 2 of his men are down at the landing waiting in your launch, Mr. Manstead. They want to get started down the lake to bring in the body of that flyer who was so unlucky when he bailed out of his plane yesterday.
Of course. You're coming with us, aren't you, Carter?
Yes, indeed. I'm just as interested as you are to see if your theory turns out to be right.
Oh, what about Patsy? Shall I go find her?
Oh, no, Scubby. She's staying here in the lodge with Mrs. Thurlow. They're going to spend the morning going over Thurlow's notes, trying to decipher them.
Well, let's get going. I want to get back in time to phone a story to my paper.
I'm afraid it's no use, Miss. Please, just call me Patsy.
It's just impossible to read these notes of Jim's, Patsy. They're not only in his own shorthand, but most of them are in code, too.
Here's something that seems as if it might mean something. See, it says, I can HB it.
HB. Hardly believe. I can hardly believe it.
Yeah.
Of course, that's what it means.
And here's some more. It's clearer. Shall I tell Nanstead what I know?
The next line. Better not.
Instead, must get back to New York. Well, that's clear enough.
But the next line. My life, M.B. Indeed. That doesn't mean anything to me.
My life, M.B. Indeed. My life may be in danger.
Oh.
And then there's just one last sentence that he never finished. To think that the one man in the world. And that's all there is.
Oh, if it only finished.
To think that the one man in the world. Who do you suppose he could have meant?
I can't even make a guess.
The one man. Mrs. Thurlow.
What's that?
Mrs. Thurlow, we're going to go and take a look at that cabin now while all the others are away. I have a theory, and we're going to find some evidence to prove it. It has to be there. It just has to be.
Hello, Nick, my friend. Hey, what's troubling you? You've been sitting out here on this rock for an hour ever since we got back, looking mean enough to bite your grandmother.
Scubby, that poor devil of an aviator whose body we brought in was murdered. And Thurlow was murdered. And I can't prove it.
But, Nick, couldn't you be wrong? The aviator certainly looked like a natural accident. And Thurlow, if I ever saw a case that looked more like suicide, well, I don't know where it was.
Well, that's just it. The aviator I can explain. Someone slipped through the woods, reached him before we did, climbed the tree he was caught in, and strangled him with the shroud lines in his parachute while pretending to help free him.
But, Thurlow, his own footprints leading into the cabin. The window boarded over and the door bolted on the inside. If somebody killed him, well, how did they get out?
I don't know, Scubby. It isn't possible. Yet it was done. I'm going to break the... Hey, Scubby, what's that in your hand?
Oh, just a shiny new nail I picked up somewhere. Somebody must have been fixing something.
A nail. And Mrs. Thurlow said she heard the echo of hammer blows the morning her husband died.
Yeah, said they sounded like somebody hammering down the lid of a coffin. They sure have imaginations.
But that's just what she did hear.
Huh?
She heard the echoes of somebody nailing down the lid of a coffin.
But there must be a clue. There must be.
But we've been all over the cabin inside and out a dozen times now, Patsy. If there was anything here, we'd have found it.
Mrs. Thurlow, somehow your husband was murdered here. And his body left inside this cabin so it would look like suicide. I'm going to find out how the murderer got out, leaving the door and window bolted, or die.
I'm afraid you're much more likely to die, Patsy.
Oh, Mr. Manstead.
Yes, Mr. Manstead. After we returned to the lodge and I learned the two of you had disappeared in this direction, I thought I'd better find out what you were up to.
You killed my husband.
Of course he did. Who else could your husband have meant by the one man in the world he'd never have believed guilty?
But he was Jim's friend.
That's what he wanted you to think. He pretended to be a friend so he could always keep checking what your husband learned. And he invited you both here so he could commit murder if he decided it was necessary.
A very interesting theory. But I'm afraid I can't give you a chance to tell it to anyone else. Johnny!
Right here, Mr. Manstead.
Come inside and close the door.
What are you going to do to us?
He thinks he's going to kill us. He hasn't got that gun in his hand for fun.
Johnny, the old mine shaft is close by. Now, if these two ladies out walking had the misfortune to stumble into it, it would be very tragic, wouldn't it?
Lots of people fall down old mine shafts.
So they do. And I'm afraid another such accident is about to happen.
You can't get away with it, Mr. Manstead. Nick Carter won't let you.
Oh, well, perhaps even clever Mr. Carter may have to have an accident. Help me silence him, Johnny. Quickly.
No, Nick!
Quiet!
No!
Quiet, I say! All right, now, Johnny, knock them both on the head and keep them quiet.
All right, Manstead. Let go of her.
You, Carter.
Nick! Look out. His gun.
Drop it, Manstead, or Johnny, kill him! Kill him! Johnny, put down that axe or I'll shoot.
Yes, sir.
He's dead.
I'm afraid so. Patsy, either of you hurt?
No, Nick. You came just in time. But how?
How did I know Manstead was a murderer? I knew that from the time we found this cabin. But it took an echo to prove it. The echo, Mrs. Thurlow, that you said sounded like someone hammering.
But I don't understand.
Scubby's bringing Ranger Thompson. As soon as they get here, I think I'll be able to clear up a lot of mysteries. So Manstead was behind the plot that Thurlow uncovered. He invited Thurlow here in order to find out what he knew. He discovered Thurlow had evidence which would tell him the truth, and therefore decided to eliminate Thurlow.
But, Mr. Carter, Manstead didn't get here until after Thurlow was dead. He came by train. And...
Oh, Ranger Thompson's right, Nick.
He appeared to come by train. Actually, he flew in the night before, in a plane whose pilot was used to taking big fees for keeping his mouth shut. That was the plane that we saw crash. Something delayed it from leaving in time to avoid us, and in the pilot's effort to keep away from us, well, we all know what happened.
But, Nick, why was the pilot murdered?
That was Johnny's work. As soon as Thurlow saw the crash, he sent Johnny by a secret trail through the woods to make sure the pilot didn't live to talk. Otherwise, his murder scheme would have collapsed. Isn't that right, Johnny?
Yes, sir.
So Manstead flew here the night before he murdered Thurlow. In the morning, when Thurlow left the house, he and Johnny waylaid him. Is that it, Nick?
That's it, Patsy. They brought him to the cabin here. Manstead put on his victim's shoes and made a trail of footprints.
I see.
Then they killed Thurlow, put his shoes back on him, and left him in the locked cabin. A clear case of suicide. But Manstead made a mistake there. His footprints were too far apart. They were the steps of a tall man. When Scubby said Thurlow was a short man, I began to suspect.
Well, it certainly does sound plausible, Mr. Carter. But you still got to convince me Manstead could get out of that cabin and leave the door barred from the inside.
Make it good, Nick.
Johnny knows the answer. You all remember that Mrs. Thurlow said she heard the echo of hammer blows.
You mean she really did hear someone hammering?
Exactly. This is a small cabin with a roof lightly nailed in place. Now look up there. What's that flashing in the sun?
Looks like nail heads.
Somebody's hammered new nails into that roof all along this side.
Nick, is that the clue I was looking for?
That's the clue you were looking for. Scubby and I saw it yesterday, but we weren't smart enough to know what it meant. Here, I'll take Johnny's axe and push the blade in under the eaves and pry upward like that.
What's the whole roof's lifting up.
Well, blow me down.
Manstead and Johnny pried up the flimsy roof before they killed Thurlow. Then, leaving the door barred, they climbed out. And Johnny nailed the roof back into place.
Right. So they were hammering the lid on the coffin, so to speak. Thurlow's coffin. And due to the curious echoing qualities of the rocks, the sound carried to the lodge, and Mrs. Thurlow heard it. I didn't think it meant anything until I noticed the nail Scubby picked up someplace. The nail Johnny must have dropped. And then I remembered the hammering sound Mr. Thurlow spoke of. And suddenly the whole thing was clear.
Well, it sure wouldn't have been clear to me if you hadn't explained it, Mr. Carter. I certainly wouldn't ever have worked it out with just an echo for a clue.
Oh, but that was an unusual echo. Remember how cleverly it answered?
And when it comes to answers, Scubby, Nick Carter is the man who gets them.
This was another strange experience of Nick Carter called The Echo of Death, or Nick Carter and the Phantom Clue. The curious adventures of Nick Carter, Master Detective, are brought to you every Monday night at 9:30 Eastern Wartime. We'll let Nick himself tell you about next week's story. What'll it be about, Nick?
I call it Death Across the Tracks. It began with the murder of a detective.
A railroad detective who lives in the station alongside the tracks. He was working on a case, but he had it only partly solved when he was murdered.
And I picked it up from there.
I'll say you did, Nick. You almost picked up a few bullets into the bargain the way the victim did. When you called it Death Across the Tracks, you were right in more ways than one.
This sounds more and more intriguing. And how'd it wind up, Nick?
Well, we'll tell you that next week. But I can say this much. I had a stroke of luck.
Nick always calls it luck when he uses foresight. Good night, folks.
Yes, good night, folks.
And good night, Patsy and Nick.
In tonight's strange adventure, Nick Carter was impersonated by Lon Clark. Patsy was impersonated by Helen Choate. Original music was played by Lou White. The entire production was under the direction of Jock McGregor. Next week at 9:30 Eastern Wartime, listen to another curious adventure of Nick Carter entitled
Death Across the Tracks, or Nick Carter and the Mystery of the Midnight Train.
This story is a copyrighted feature of Street and Smith Publications, Incorporated. And here's a special note. Beginning next week, Nick Carter will be heard over most of these same stations on Mondays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Wartime. The Cisco Kid will be presented on Tuesdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Wartime. This is Mutual.
Welcome back. Well, greatest of all manhunters may be a debatable issue. Certainly at this point in history, there were few detectives who had more total canonical stories told about them. Though Nick Carter's history, he had changed quite a bit, as had his supporting cast. The idea of Nick Carter as a master detective, it's actually a term of art used for somebody who headed a big detective agency. Over on the Old Time Dragnet show, we played you the Nick Harris cases. And Nick Harris was an actual master detective, and there's still a big agency named after him. Nick Carter, as a master detective, came from the late 19th and early 20th century stories, where he had his own group of detectives under him. In the radio show, it's not necessarily master detective. Usually he has at least two sidekicks, which is one more than most other radio detectives have going. It's worth noting here the character of Patsy. One of the more interesting facts here is there was a Patsy in the Nick Carter stories of the 19th and early 20th century. However, that Patsy was a man. Well, as to today's story itself, I wondered what would have really happened with that guy jumping out of the plane so close to the ground. Whether he would have gotten caught in the tree limbs, or he would have survived even being caught in the tree limbs. Because I don't know if he would have had time to have his parachute open. If there is any aeronautically minded person in the audience, love to hear from you on that one. Overall, this is a pretty solid outing for Nick Carter, and we've got more of it to come. So many great cases. We're going to have Nick Carter with us for the next couple of years, and we will try and get you some more information on actors and things of that sort as we continue to enjoy this character. All right, well, listener comments and feedback. And we have a new review of the iTunes app. This one from Only Emmy, who writes, Adam does a great job on the shows, and the app is the same. Easy to use and gets played all the time. Well, we're glad you're enjoying the app and enjoying the program, Emmy. That will actually finish our program for today. We will be back tomorrow. We will wrap up yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and then join us back here next Thursday for another episode of Nick Carter, Master Detective. Before we do get started, I want to encourage you as you're making your travel plans, remember this simple name, JohnnyDollarAir.com. JohnnyDollarAir.com is a Priceline affiliate. And so you get all the advantages of booking through Priceline. You're able to name your own price on hotels, rental cars, or airline tickets, plus choose from several published specials, just like searching on any other site. But if you go to JohnnyDollarAir.com, part of your purchase price goes to support the great detectives of old-time radio. So when you're making your travel plans, remember JohnnyDollarAir.com first. Now it is time for today's episode of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, The Flight 6 Matter, Part 5.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
Here is your call to Mexico City, senor.
Oh, thanks. Hello?
Macklin, Department of Civil Air Transport.
Hi, Mac.
Dollar, what have you learned in Acapulco?
Not very much, I'm afraid.
But you said you were following the girl down there. Marvel Terrance.
Yeah, and a few others who might have had a hand in the explosion aboard Flight 6. Beneficiaries of the insured on that flight.
What others?
Ramon de Lagos, whose wife died in the crash. Don Serrano, her brother. Bill Blakely, whose business partners were aboard.
Well, have you and Gino learned anything from them? From the girl?
Not yet.
But you said she might know who caused that explosion aboard the plane.
Right, and she promised to talk.
Well?
Your little helper, Gino, and I just pulled her body out of the surf down below the hotel here.
Johnny? Murder?
Yeah.
Tonight and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. From Special Investigator Johnny Dollar, location Acapulco, Mexico. To the Home Office Guaranteed Transport Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. Assignment, the Flight 6 matter. Expense account, final page. Item 12, $1.80 for the phone call to Mac Macklin in Mexico City. I had to get Mac out of bed to tell him what had happened. That Marvel Terrance had been murdered. That somebody had silenced the girl around whom the whole case had seemed to center, since Flight 6 had exploded in midair 3 nights before and carried the passengers and crew to their deaths. Mac was shocked and offered any additional help I might need. But he had no new information at his end, and it was obvious now that any answers would have to be found right here in Acapulco. As I hung up the phone, Gino Romero came rushing in from the hotel terrace.
Senor Dollar.
What is it, Gino?
A prowler is out on the hotel grounds. The police cars go to block off the road at the bottom of the slope.
Good, come on.
The stairs are over this way, senor.
Right with you. A little light wouldn't hurt anything down here.
It's no time. This way, into the brush, is a footpath.
All right, lead the way.
Over there is only 100 feet to the cliff. The other side is the road for the hotel. Here is the only place anybody can go. It's down this slope.
Yeah, but there are plenty of places to hide.
Si, senor, but it's a matter... Oh, wait.
Huh?
Listen.
We could hear someone moving through the jungle growth a few yards away, moving swiftly but cautiously. Then a sudden silence. Whoever it was had also stopped and was listening for Gino and me. We waited for the fugitive to move again, straining our ears, trying to tag the location. Seconds passed. Then a slight rustle ahead of us. Gino nudged me and we slipped quietly toward the sound. Get your hands up. Well.
Buenas noches, Senor Dollar.
You seem to be quite a night owl, Don Serrano.
Not ordinarily, Senor. The circumstances which place me in this rather awkward position are not usual ones, I assure you.
You were up there prowling around the hotel. Why?
I was looking for my unmentionable brother-in-law.
Ramon de Lagos? Why? What made you think he'd be here?
I went to his hotel. He was not in his room. I knew he had not been able to see Miss Terrance since she had spent the evening with you. So I assumed he might be waiting for her here, at her hotel. And my assumption has, of course, been proven correct.
Did you see him?
No, but I heard the police discussing the murder of Miss Terrance. It was obviously Ramon's handiwork.
Still after him, huh?
My feeling about Ramon is not a secret, senor.
Nor his about you. So why did you go to his hotel?
To kill him. Why else?
Time was running out, so we took Don Serrano back to the hotel to the police. One very important person hadn't put in an appearance. Gino went down to Bill Blakely's room, knocked on the door, then opened it with a passkey and went in. Blakely wasn't there. We searched the room.
The bed has been sleeping, senor.
Yeah, I notice. But for how long, that's the question.
It's possible he was wake up when the senorita screams before she is killed.
He might have been. He must have dressed. His pajamas are there on the floor. I wonder.
Quién sabe if it was a quarrel of lovers, the jealousy. He did not like it when the senorita will go with you tonight.
I don't think it's that simple, Gino. Let's get this bag open, have a look inside. Maybe we can... It's not even locked. He seems to have been traveling light.
There on the top, senor.
Yeah, I see.
What is it?
Box of .38 caliber cartridges spilled open. And that piece of oilcloth. He had a gun packed in here. No, it's gone. He got up, loaded a gun, and left. Took the gun with him. If it was before the scream, that's one thing. But if it was afterward, then...
What are you thinking, senor?
I think we'd better take the police with us, get over to the Hotel Caleta, and check up on our third suspect.
Ramon? But Don Serrano said he is not there.
Don Serrano could say anything. I think we'd better get over there, Gino, and do it fast. The clerk said room 34. That's the second door down.
See.
Let's go. Roman! Roman!
Who is it?
Johnny Dollar, open up. Watch yourself, Gino.
See.
Come on in, Dollar.
You're Blakely.
Yeah. Better hand over the gun, Blakely. You won't get a chance to use it now. The police are out in the lobby.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Ramon didn't show up, huh?
I wish he had. That's all I was asking. Just one clear shot at him.
Are you sure he's the one who killed her?
Sure enough.
Did you see him?
No, but he's the one. She was scared of him, Dollar. She told me earlier in the afternoon, before you got down here to Acapulco.
Told you what?
She said Ramon had followed her here from Mexico City, that he'd been acting strange. She said she was glad I was staying at the same hotel, that she didn't want to see him or talk to him.
Yeah, it figures all right. It checks with what she said to me last night. If she'd only given me a little more to go on.
She was a real great kid, Dollar. The greatest as far as I was concerned.
Yeah.
As soon as I realized what had happened, I loaded my gun and came here to wait for him. I figured he'd try to get back to his room. But he didn't show. It's too bad. She was a real great kid. And I'd have died for her if she asked me to. I loved her. She was the...
Mira, ahí está. There he is.
Come on, Gino.
Si, senor.
Ramon had been spotted. He started and entered the hotel, saw the police, turned and ran. He was armed with a pistol. He'd fired a shot at one of the police officers and then jumped over the balustrade and disappeared into the dark curve of Caleta Beach. The police cars quickly threw a cordon along the bayfront street and blocked off both ends of the stretch of shoreline. For the moment, Ramon was trapped somewhere on that beach. He'd tipped his hand now, and he was desperate and dangerous, and he had a gun. Gino and I went out on the beach after him.
There's many places to hide here.
Not for long. They'll have some more police here within a few minutes. Come on.
It's maybe better we wait, senor. I do not think Ramon is planned to be taken alive.
I can still see that girl, Gino, lying at the foot of the cliff.
Si, senor. I remember. Spirit.
What is it?
There by the water is... No, I am wrong, senor. It's only a boat pulled up on the sand.
Yeah, it's a paddle boat. Well,
I think it's better maybe we separate, senor. I look in the pavilion, the cabañas. You stay close by the water. In this way, we'll have him between us.
Good idea, Gino. But you've got the rough end of it. Take care of yourself.
Si, senor.
Well... Not much cover along the shoreline here.
Yes. Do not move, senor. Do not make a sound.
Well, Roman. So you were hiding behind that boat.
I have nothing to lose now, senor. If you make one move or try to call out, I will kill you.
Yeah, I think you would. All right, then, what comes next?
This boat. You will push it into the water. But be very careful. If you make any noise, even by accident, I will kill you. Quickly now. Hurry.
Relax, Ramon. You don't have a chance anyway.
We will see. Careful now. Be quiet. Good. Now get in, quickly.
Sure.
Take the paddle, head out across the bay, and be very quiet, or I will kill you.
All right, Ramon. You're just wasting your time. They'll have a police launch out here within 10 minutes.
I do not think so. They will not know. Quiet! Quiet! One more sound from that paddle and I will shoot.
Marvel Terrance. Why did you kill her, Ramon?
She made me crazy. So beautiful. And with so very much money. I thought she would be most easy once Maria, my wife, was dead.
Then it was you who blew up the airliner in order to kill your wife and have a clear field to go after Marvel.
Marvel did not know I was married, and Maria was going to tell her.
So you sabotaged a plane and killed her, along with 10 other innocent people. And what happened tonight? Did Marvel turn you down?
She said she was suspicious of me, and she was going to tell you about it in the morning. And she said she was falling in love with you. She made me crazy.
I wish you had got back into that hotel, Ramon. I wish you'd got there before I did, while Bill Blakely was still waiting for you with a loaded gun in his hand.
Be quiet and paddle faster. We must get farther up the coast in order... What is that?
Police launch. What did you think? I told you didn't have a chance.
No, they could not get here so soon.
Well, I forgot to mention the fact that they'd already phoned for one.
And then they do not know yet we are out here. Good. Keep paddling. Quickly.
He half turned his head to look back toward the launch. I took a chance and swung the paddle. His shot went wild, and he didn't get a second try. I caught him back in the air, and he dropped like a log. The police located our boat a few minutes later and hauled him over the gunwale and into the launch. And that should have been the end of it. But none of us realized Ramon's insane desperation. He'd only been pretending unconsciousness. On board the launch, he snatched a gun from one of the officers and tried to take over the boat. He didn't have a chance. He took a full volley of shots from 3 police pistols square in the chest. Expense account item 13, $312.20. Hotel and incidentals in Acapulco and Mexico City and plane fare back to the States. Expense account total, $608.10. End of expense account, end of report. Remarks? I'll never see another sunset now without thinking of her somewhere out beyond it. I hope she doesn't feel alone anymore. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Remember, there'll be another intriguing story for you beginning next Monday night.
Next week, a dead girl comes to life in a case that's packed with lies. Yet every one of them comes true. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by Les Crutchfield, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in this week's cast were Virginia Gregg, Ben Wright, Edgar Barrier, Don Diamond, Russ Thorson, and Jack Moyles. Musical supervision by Amerigo Marino. Be sure to join us on Monday night, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Roy Rowan speaking.
Welcome back. I have to admit, this is one of those head scratchers of an episode as we consider the actions of Marvel Terrance. Marvel makes a conclusion that a man is most likely the person behind the killing of 10 people. And she goes ahead and tells him, 1, that she suspects it, 2, that she's falling in love with Johnny Dollar, and 3, she's going to tell Johnny Dollar about her suspicions in the morning. These are not the things you do if you conclude somebody is a deranged killer who's already killed more than 10 people. But other than that part, this was a pretty exciting episode, and another tragic end for Johnny Dollar. I don't think it was as tragic as the end of the Valentine matter, but still a kind of a sad ending, and an indication that unfortunately, if Johnny gets any closer to a woman than just flirting, there's a high probability that she won't last till the end of the serial. All right, well, now we're going to go ahead and wrap up the Carter Brown serial. It's time for High Sky Hoodoo Part 4.
Carter Brown Mysteries. Adventures in excitement and suspense, based on the best-selling novels by the slick storytelling sensation, Carter Brown.
I just sat there in Jim Berg's office and stared from his face to the gun held steadily as a rock in his hand. Somehow it took a long time to sink in. The thought that I'd messed it up, that Whitney Kent, jet pilot and so-called Jinx, had also been a jerk. Burke moved round behind my chair, felt my pockets and took out my gun. Then he stepped back to the table and picked up the phone.
Don't try anything, Whit. I can talk into this and watch you with no trouble. Berg, I got company. Whitney Kent. He brought me some news from L.A. Van Eck squealed. Yeah, that's right. They didn't pull out fast enough. No, he's on his own, I think. Probably had a fancy idea of taking both of us in or something. You'll be right over? Fine. Yeah, we might need a hostage. Okay.
Well, I'm finally getting hip.
Took you a while, didn't it?
The perfect setup. The chief of plant security. Who the heck would question where he went inside the plant?
Nobody ever did.
You could get right next to an engineer and he wouldn't even notice you. You could sabotage the planes. You could split my parachute.
Of course. You see, being an ex-FBI man is the best thing a guy can be. Nobody doubts that he's honest. Nobody wonders if somebody comes along and offers him $50,000 whether he'll stay honest. They don't even imagine anybody offering him the dough. And that's where the boss was smart, picking me for the job.
He must have picked you long before he joined the firm as a director. From the time when I ditched the first F-92K.
That's right, he did. He's been planning this a long time. That sounds like him now. But keep nice and still, Whitney.
Oh, Jim, Kent.
Don't tell me you're surprised to see me, Mr. Moore.
What's going on? What's the gun for, Berg?
This! Don't move, Whitney.
What's the idea of knocking your boss cold?
Him? My boss? You got it cockeyed, Whitney. This is my boss coming now.
Well, Jim, everything under control?
Homer!
What's that fool Moore doing in here?
I didn't wait to ask. He just came in at the wrong time.
So, you were going to take us in, Whitney, all on your own.
I thought it was Moore. I never dreamed it was you.
I'd have been very surprised if you had. Jim, I presume the police are watching the plant.
I guess so. They've been around all afternoon.
Pity we don't have an F-92K. We could have had our young hero fly us out.
Berg, you hit me. And I'll do it again if you step out of line.
Has everyone gone raving mad around here?
No, Mr. Moore. Let me introduce you to our sabotage chiefs.
Owen and Berg.
That's right.
I think you'd better keep quiet now, both of you. It's a good thing you called me right away, Jim. Gives us plenty of time.
For what?
For getting out of here.
They'll be watching the plant. They'll have roadblocks, probably. We don't have a hope of getting out of here unless we make ourselves invisible.
That may not be impossible.
Can I ask you one question?
Sure.
It's a one-word question. Why?
I guess you're entitled to the answer. Do you know who owns the Ace Aero Corporation, Whitney?
The stockholders, I guess.
You know who the stockholders are?
No idea.
Me.
You?
Through certain dummies, of course. But I made an error of judgment. I thought Ace Aero was the firm to buy. It had a brilliant top executive, Milton Moore.
Thank you.
But it lacked a designer like Gene Latimer. I had everything but the right plane to build. Kent Aircraft had the right plane, but I knew your father needed capital to expand his production to meet his demand. So, I figured the whole thing out very carefully.
If you bought into the company, nobody could possibly expect you to sabotage it.
Exactly. And by persuading Moore, my own chief executive, to leave Ace Aero and come here too, and by arranging to lend him the money, it meant I had a 50% interest in Kent Aircraft. So nobody could think for a minute I was anything but genuine.
Oh, Whitney, I assure you I had not the faintest idea of all this. I believe you. But of course, Hallmeyer, long before you bought in on us, you took the precaution of buying Jim Berg for yourself.
Of course. I was determined that the F-92K wasn't going to make good.
That meant sending Kent Aircraft bankrupt, so you could buy out at a nominal figure.
Naturally. And then I'd have produced the F-92K without bugs.
A neat little scheme. But it didn't work out, Hallmeyer.
No. The trouble with being clever is that you have to employ others, some of whom are not at all clever. I got a good man in Berg here, but Berg got a moron in Van Eck.
Well, Slade said he was okay, and I figured his word was good enough. Anyway, aren't we wasting too much time talking? We ought to figure how we're going to get out of here.
I've already done that, Jim.
You have? Well, how?
If we can make Los Angeles, we'll be all right.
Oh, maybe, but first we have to get out of here, and how are we going to do that?
I'll show you. Whitney, you brought your father's car down here?
Yeah?
Does that make it sound easier, Jim? Whitney drove his father's car down to the plant tonight. He'll drive it back again.
Well, I don't get it.
I'd have thought a child could understand it. He'll drive it out with the three of us on the floor. They know Chuck Kent's Cadillac, and with Whitney driving it, they let him through. I don't see why that setup shouldn't take us through the roadblocks as well.
You're taking Moore along?
We can't leave him here to raise the alarm, can we?
Okay, then what are we waiting for?
Is that the only gun you have, Jim?
Well, there's one on the table that Whitney was carrying.
What's yours?
The Luger 32.
And that's a silencer on it, eh?
Sure. Doesn't make any more noise than a cork out of a bottle.
Let me see.
Here you are.
Thanks. I'd like to know if the silencer actually works.
What? You shot him carelessly, in cold blood.
I don't need him anymore. And you and young Whitney can call it an object lesson. If Berg had been more careful in choosing the people we needed, Kent Aircraft would have been mine now.
I think you're crazy, stark crazy.
Am I? We'll go out to the car now. You will drive it, Whitney. I shall be on the floor in the back, and so will Moore. I'll give you a practical exercise in ethics, Whitney. If the car gets held up for any reason and looks like being searched, I shall shoot Moore first. His life is your direct responsibility.
A couple of minutes later, we were in the car. We rolled through the gates. The guard on the gate gave me a smart salute, and then we were out on the highway heading towards San Bernardino with Los Angeles beyond.
Demonstrates the power of advertising, doesn't it? They say, there goes Chuck Kent's car, and never even think that somebody other than Chuck or his son might be in it.
I guess not.
You can pick it up a bit, Whitney. I needn't remind you that I'm in a hurry to get to Los Angeles.
I boosted the speedometer up to 70. I wondered where the police who were supposed to be watching the plant could be. There was no sign of them, or of any roadblocks.
Can't you go faster?
You want to get to L.A. in one piece, don't you? What are you going to do when you get there?
I have good contacts. I'll just disappear.
I meant with the car and us.
I'll probably have that figured out by the time we get there. You just concentrate on the road.
But I was also concentrating on the rear vision mirror. It was obvious that Hallmeyer was going to get rid of me and Milton Moore, unless something happened to stop him. Then a pair of headlights gleamed in the mirror. I thought maybe they were the something. I moved my right hand forward till my fingers closed round the switch that operated the head and tail lights. I started flicking the SOS signal with the lights. If the car behind was a police car, maybe they'd get it. Then I heard something which made me sure they had.
What's that?
Sounds like a siren to me.
Police. Just remember, Moore gets it first and then you. I have nothing to lose.
I realized that. The police car was practically abreast by now, the driver signaling me to pull over. There was a white fence running parallel to the highway on my right. It wasn't a hard decision to make. If I stopped, the cops would look in the car, Hallmeyer would certainly shoot Moore and almost certainly still have time to shoot me. The alternative at least offered a sporting chance. I swung the wheel over hard. When I came to, I felt peculiar. When I looked up, I realized why. One leg was hanging up high, straight and stiff, and everything around was white except a face which peered down at me. That was red, with anger.
I thought you weren't going to play heroes. Now look where you wound up. In hospital with a broken leg.
Take it easy, will you, Pop? I had no choice. What happened to Moore and Hallmeyer?
Moore's in the next bed. He's got a broken leg, too. Hallmeyer was the only one who got out without a scratch.
What?
Only thing is, he started firing at the cops. They got sore and fired back. Exit Hallmeyer.
Now, that's enough, boss. I won some time with that son of yours, too.
Okay.
Well, Miss Pearson in person. Come to congratulate me?
What for?
Well, for my quick thinking, my cleverness, my ingenuity.
Huh?
Well, if I hadn't given that SOS signal to the cops behind me...
They didn't know anything about an SOS signal. They were pulling you over to tell you that your tail lights were on the blink.
Oh, no. What's the use of being a quick-witted hero when the cops are so dumb?
Darling, you're a dope. But I'll kiss you just the same.
You know, when you did that, I distinctly felt my broken leg twitch and start to mend.
Not for at least 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
And a good thing, too. At least I won't have to worry about what you're doing. I'll know. You'll just be lying here.
They have nurses here.
But you'll never catch them, darling. Not with one leg swung over your head. On the other hand, I'll have you where I want you. When I bring the preacher along.
Preacher? I don't want any preacher.
But I do, sweetheart. Then I can fix it so you'll always be where I want you. Permanently.
This is Carter Brown. You know, when I finished writing that story, I was surprised at myself. I'd actually left Whitney with some of his bones still unbroken. But I guess you've got to be kind to your heroes sometimes. Well, I'll be back with another of my books for you. The next one's called Crime for a King, and the king in this case is named Roger, a private detective who discovers that diamonds really are some girl's best friends. So this is Carter Brown saying so long for now. Be seeing you.
In High Sky Hoodoo, you heard Pamela Page as Sue Pearson, while as Whitney Kent, you heard our star, Keith Buckley. The Carter Brown Mystery Theater, based on the best-selling novels by Carter Brown, is dramatized and directed by Morris Travers for Grace Gibson Radio Productions.
Welcome back. Well, in one way, I'm pleasantly surprised by this end. Sometimes the amateur sleuth just turns out to be incredibly lucky and garners, solves everything lickety-split. Here our hero completely misjudges who Mr. Big is, as well as getting blindsided by the Mr. Big's lieutenant. And in order to save his life, he has to get himself in a car accident that ends up with him breaking his leg. I also thought it was a humorous touch that the police were not actually responding to an SOS. They were merely wanting to let him know that he had problems with his taillights. And of course, it brings up an interesting point, and that's the decline of Morse code. It is such a part of so many vintage programs and even some newer productions. Yet you have to wonder what the future is in Morse code. With the decline of the telegraph, probably less people know it now than any time in the last 100 years. Which is somewhat funny because, I watch a lot of science fiction films, and I remember in the 1990s they released Star Trek V, and in that film they portrayed the crew of the Enterprise being well acquainted with Morse code. Alas, I have a feeling that it'll be a lost language entirely. The other interesting thing about this episode was that the way she did the proposal almost made it seem more ominous than the death threats. Definitely a typical Carter Brown mystery, since he has no reason to keep his characters footloose and fancy free, and he could marry them off or put them on the road to marriage pretty easily without worrying about future prospects of various series. Well, I do need to let you know that we will not have a Carter Brown mystery next week, due to the fact that we have a lost episode of the 5-part serial. Part 3 is missing. Parts 1 and 2 will be played on Monday, and parts 4 and 5 will be played on Friday, for yours truly, Johnny Dollar. So we will return with the next Carter Brown mystery in 2 weeks. So join us for that then, and for Johnny Dollar on Monday and Friday of next week. And be sure to listen tomorrow. We'll have the lineup for you, and I'm sure you'll enjoy that as always. Today's episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. Thanks so much for your support. You can donate to the show at support.greatdetectives.net. I also want to let you know we have 2 articles up at greatdetectives.net this weekend. On Saturday, I'll be posting my review of Rex Stout's Over My Dead Body. And then on Sunday, we take a look at the radio joke program, Can You Top This? So be sure and check out those articles at greatdetectives.net this weekend. Also, you can subscribe to have those automatically sent to your Kindle by getting the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio in the Kindle store. Well, we had about 4 weeks of lost episodes. Before we get to today's program, this one was aired on February the 5th, 1952, and the title is The Potting Peter Case.
What a lineup.
Hi, Ben.
Hello, Asher. Christmas Day?
How'd you know?
Couldn't miss it.
Oh, it's not that bad. I kind of like it.
Wife give it to you?
Kid.
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
Got somebody in the line?
I thought I'd see how Cargill is making out. How many do you have?
15. Glad to see Carger get the chance. Been with you a long time.
Yeah, 12 years now.
You really think my tie's loud?
May I have your attention, please? You people out there on the other side of the wire in the audience room, may I have your attention, please? Thank you. My name is Carger, Sergeant Pete Carger. I'll explain the lineup to you. Each of the suspects you see will be numbered. I'll call off a number, their name, and charge. If you have any questions or identifications, please remember the number assigned to the prisoner as I call his name. If you are sure or not too sure of the suspect, have him held. The officers who took your name will assist you. They are seated among you. Please be prompt with your questions or identifications. When the prisoners leave here, they are sent to the washroom and dressed back in their jail clothes. It makes it quite difficult to bring them back after they leave here. The questions I ask these suspects are merely to get a natural tone of voice, so do not pay too much attention to their answers as they often lie. All right, bring on the line. All right, keep it moving. Right over here to the end of the stage. Now turn and face front. Hands at your sides. Now when I call your number, step out and talk up. It's a big room out there, and I want everybody to hear you. All right, number 1, Louis Briskin, drunk and disorderly. Where do you live, Louis?
1608 Portland.
You'll have to speak up, Louis.
I got a sore throat.
You can talk up louder than that. Repeat your address.
1608 4th Avenue.
Where do you work?
I got an upholstery shop. My own business.
You caused a little trouble in your upholstery shop, Louis.
Yeah.
You beat up a customer.
He got nasty.
You beat up everybody that gets nasty?
After 5, the shop was closed.
You always close at 5?
I close when I feel like it. I own the shop. I close when I want to close. I close. Had a couple of drinks, and this guy comes in to get his lousy love seat.
Why did he get nasty?
He said I put the wrong fabric on it or something. I say he's crazy. He says he ordered something else. I say he didn't. You know how those things get started.
What did you hit him with?
The love seat.
All right, Louis, step back.
You know, the fabric he said he didn't order was better than the stuff he said he did.
Step back, Louis.
Okay.
Number 2, John Spatt, robbery. Where do you live, John?
67 West, 157th Street.
What do you do?
I shine shoes. I got stands.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
Anybody arrested with you?
Yeah. Fellow back there. That's him.
Number 7, William Carpenter.
Well, I don't know. He just told me Bill. I only met him yesterday.
Any weapons?
Yeah.
Well, what were they?
2 guns.
Pistols, rifles, shotguns, what?
Oh, mine was a 38.
Oh, come on now, John. Give us the whole description.
Well, mine was a 38. A blue steel 38.
Mendel Park, eh?
Yeah, 670 East Reeves. A man called Bellows. Said his sister was the victim.
How bad is she?
Said she was dead.
Yeah, what are you looking for?
Patrick. Shot her through the window. Thought I might find it out here. Who's inside?
The brother and Crockett. All right, keep looking.
I will. Hello, babe. She died instantly. Bullet entered behind the left ear.
Where's the brother?
The other room.
Take a look around, Coin.
Right. Brother's really taking it tough. Bellows, this is Lieutenant Guthrie.
Oh,
yes. Hello.
I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you think you can answer them right now.
Well, I guess I can. I'm just kind of numb, kind of stunned. 1 minute you talk to somebody you know, and that's the end of it. That's all. I don't know. I'm so mixed up.
Well, you can help by just telling us everything you know, everything you can remember.
I don't know. I was just sitting there reading paper. Marge was out in the kitchen. She was, one of those silly things, Marge and her girlfriend or something. I think they were shopping and something happened, with the clerk. So it reminded me of a story, I guess. I said something that was funny. We laughed. Kind of silly because we were tired. You know how you do.
Yeah.
She's got a real...
What were you going to say?
I was going to say that she's got a real wonderful laugh, but... I'm sorry.
Take your time.
You got a cigarette, Lieutenant?
Well, sure.
Thanks. Here's a line. Thank you. Thanks. What was I talking about?
Your sister was in the kitchen.
Oh, yes.
You were laughing about something.
Yes, well, she came into the room and sat down. I guess we laughed some more and started to talk. There was a shot. Not a loud one. I remember I didn't pay any attention to Marge. The window broke and it made me jump. I didn't look at her. I think I jumped up. Yeah. And I said something. I don't remember just what I said, but I turned to Marge. She was falling over. It happened so quick. You know, between the time you jump up and turn, she was still falling. I didn't get it. It wouldn't go in my head. She fell out of the chair on the floor, and I still just kind of stood there. I kind of knew what had happened, and I didn't. And I saw the blood. Oh, gosh, I don't remember too much. After that, I tried to do something. I called you. I don't know.
Just a second, Clint. Do you know anybody who would want to kill your sister?
No.
You think about it.
All right.
Stay with him, Crockett.
Sure. I don't know if this would happen.
Quarters here. Hello, Sam.
Evening, Ben.
Found the slug. Oh, 22.
But it's too flattened out to be much help.
That's where it went in.
Mm-hmm.
Right in line with a woman. Went through the window, through her, and stuck.
She must have died pretty quick. The slug entered right behind the left ear and passed through. Small slug. Well, I can't tell you much more until I get her downtown.
Well, go in and take a look at her brother, will you? He's pretty shaken
On
out.
the casing, Ben. 22.
Oh, where?
About 15 feet from the house by a hedge.
All right, let's go take a look.
That's a spot, all right. You can see where girl was heading is right in line. Right over here. Slug was right here. It's a clear shot.
Well, now all we need is the gun and a motive. What's doing?
Quine just gave me the rundown on this Bellows killing.
Yeah, this is a tough one, Pete. Checked and checked.
Yeah, that's what Asher was saying.
Can't find a motive.
How about the brother?
It's possible, I guess. But I don't think so.
No leads, huh?
Just a slug in the casing. If we can find the gun, we can match the casing.
Well, that should be easy. Only about 50,000 22s in the city.
I said it was tough.
You checked the neighborhood?
Yeah, a couple of 22s, but they aren't it. Had the brother staked out for a week now. I'll swear he's not in.
Insurance?
Yeah, he's got a policy, but she hasn't. All the friends and the neighbors say they were inseparable. Neither one was married. No family. Lived alone for about 15 years.
What's he do?
He works in a garage mechanic. Want some coffee?
Yeah, I'd love some. Let's get out of this office. I'm getting a headache. What are you going to have?
Coffee. You hungry again?
Well, I thought I might have a hamburger.
You're always hungry.
Well, stop working me so much. Hey, Jerry,
Yeah, Pete.
how about putting some peanut butter on a hamburger, huh?
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter?
Well, haven't you ever had a hamburger with nuts on it?
A nut burger?
Sure, peanut butter does the same thing.
Just coffee for me, Jerry.
You want onions on it, too?
Sure, the works.
Oh, no.
No, these are great. I'll give you a bite, huh?
Don't do me any favors.
Give me some coffee, too.
1 peanut butter burger and 2 coffees.
There's an order.
Give me 2 nickels, huh?
I don't know if I got them. Here.
Harry.
I only got one.
Oh, yeah, nickel.
Yeah, he's here. Dan, for you.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, Jerry, is this jukebox out of order?
That's what the sign says, doesn't it?
You sure you just didn't hang it there when you spotted Carger coming?
No, it's really out of order.
Hello. This is Gusby.
Another shooting, Ben.
Where?
Corner Jefferson and Adams. 4673 Adams. Another woman.
I'll be right over.
And there's Asher. Oh, Ben. He's over here. Any witnesses?
One. Mr. Toomey. Mr. Toomey. Looks like the 22 again. They're right at the base of the neck passed through.
Yes, sir. Did you want me?
This is Lieutenant Guthrie and Sergeant Carter.
Oh, hello. How do you do?
How do you do? Hello, Mr. Toomey. Tell them what you told me.
Oh, sure. Well, gee, it was the funniest thing. Well, I mean, it certainly wasn't funny, but it was strange. I didn't really mean it was funny in the sense.
Yes, we understand.
Well, I was just sitting at the bus stop there on the bench. I was just sitting there on that end.
Nobody else?
Well, not at first. No, not at first. The woman, well, she came up later.
Anybody else around?
Well, I didn't see anybody. No, I was just sitting on the bench, and this woman, that's all.
What time was it?
Well, I don't know now. Let me see. It was about 15 minutes ago, I guess. And from the time she was shot until the time the officers arrived, I guess it was just about 15 minutes.
Go on.
Well, I must admit I'm very nervous. Nothing like this has ever happened to me. I was just sitting there, not paying any attention to her, of course. And there you are. Somebody shoots her, and there you are. You're sitting next to a dead woman. That's just a terrible thing to go through.
And you didn't see anyone else?
No, I didn't. I heard the shot. I saw her topple off the bench. Just toppled right over in her face. I didn't tie the shot and her falling together right away. And then when I saw the blood... Oh, my goodness, when I saw that blood, I knew. I crawled right under the bench.
Now, here's the coroner.
But the coroner. Oh, my goodness, the coroner.
Okay. I'll see you in a minute, Sam.
Oh, I'll find something to do. Oh, my goodness, what kind of a remark was that? Oh, my goodness.
You were waiting for a bus.
Huh?
Waiting for a bus?
Well, of course, yes. I was sitting right on that end of the bench.
Where were you going?
Well, I was going home.
Where do you live, Mr. Tilly?
Why, 5477 Adams.
Where were you tonight?
I was visiting a friend.
Who?
George. George Wells. He doesn't live far from here. You could ask him. He's just around that corner, and he's up about 2 blocks. It's 2347 Jefferson, and on the second floor.
Check that, Asher. Right.
Well, you don't think that I...
No, sir. Just checking everything.
Well, gee, I should hope so. Well, you go and talk to George, and he'll tell you all about me. Such a terrible thing. I never been mixed up in anything like this.
We'll have to ask you to come down to the station and sign a statement.
Come down to the station? Oh, my goodness, well, I've got to get home. I have a mother at home, and she'll worry. Really.
Hey, Oswald.
Take a look at this.
Oh, that's a gun.
22 rifle.
Now, where'd you find it?
Right around the corner on Jefferson in the gutter. Look at this. Whole breech has been blown apart.
Oh, my goodness.
Mr. Toomey.
Yes?
You said you heard the shot.
Oh, yes, I heard it.
How loud was it?
Loud? Bang! Very loud.
It's an old rifle. It probably blew up right in his face.
It must have. I found some blood leading away from the corner.
Well, let's take a look.
Back up.
Keep him back here, will you, please?
Let him through. All of you now. Come on. Keep back.
There's some of the blood.
He could have shot it from here.
This is where he did it. Look at the wall.
Yeah, splattered.
Now keep your light on the sidewalk. How far did you follow this blood?
Just to where I found the rifle.
Where?
A couple of yards up. Right here, I marked it.
Yeah, the blood crosses the street.
Come on.
There's some more.
Hurt pretty bad.
Go up that way, Pete.
Don't see any more.
Pete?
I can't find any more up this way.
All right, go back. Yeah. One's here.
Think he got into a car?
That's what it looks like. Blood stops about 4 feet from the gutter.
Well, he's hurt. We know that.
We'll have Sam get a sample of this blood. Still pretty fresh. Get the type.
He'll probably look for first aid.
Put out on all points. Tell the newspapers and get some radio bulletins out so the private doctors will be on the lookout.
They'd have to report a gunshot wound.
No, it won't necessarily look like a gunshot wound. Could tell them he was playing with a shotgun shell or anything.
The police are seeking a suspect who is believed to be responsible for the slaying of 2 women. A week ago, Miss Ethel Bellows was shot while sitting in the living room of her home, and early this evening, another woman, Mrs. Sophie Gillette, was killed in the same manner while she sat at a bus stop on Adams Drive. The police say the suspect used an old .22 rifle that exploded when he fired the shot that killed Mrs. Gillette.
Turn it down, will you,
Blood was
Carger?
found on the spot where the killer stood.
They can't possibly match those casings we found with what's left of that rifle.
I didn't think they could.
The breech is too damaged. Firing pin and ejection were blown to pieces.
Guthrie?
My name is Dr. Bishop.
Wait, hold it a minute, please. Hey, turn that thing off. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
My name is Dr. Bishop.
Yes, Doctor.
I just heard a broadcast about a man you're looking for.
Yes, but we don't know if it is a man.
I think it is.
You treat somebody?
Yes. He said he'd left the gas on in his oven. It exploded in his face. I treated him for some very serious cuts and abrasions.
You know him?
Yes, I've had him as a patient before.
What makes you think his story isn't straight?
After he left and I heard the broadcast, I examined the swabs I cleaned his wounds with. There was gunpowder on them.
Dr. Bishop?
Yes.
I'm Lieutenant Guthrie.
Come in.
This is Sergeant Carger.
How do you do?
Hello, Doctor.
Let's go into the other room, gentlemen.
Say you've treated this man before?
Yes, his name's Devers, Peter Devers. I checked his file while I was waiting for you. Sit down.
Thank you.
There was enough blood, so I got a smear for you.
Well, that'll be a big help.
You have the address on this, Peter Devers? Yes, I wrote it down. Here, 658 North Bender.
How many times have you treated him in the past?
4 or 5, according to the record.
Well, you know what we want him for, Doctor. You think he's capable of shooting 2 women?
Well, I don't know him very well. I'll show you his case history, but it won't tell much. He's a nervous person, quiet but impatient. I've taken care of a few bad colds for him, and he has something the matter with his back. I can't find much. Overwork, probably.
You know what kind of work he does?
Well, I asked him when he started complaining about his back, and he told me he was an accountant.
Did he say where?
Yes, the Enright Insurance Company on Madison. I have to have that information for my file.
Well, and you have no particular opinion on whether he could have committed these crimes?
I'm a doctor, Lieutenant. I'll answer that question by saying I believe any one of us can commit a serious crime under the right conditions.
Apartment hotel. Singer, Harlem, Smith, Davis. Peter Davis, 206. Where's the landlord?
Landlord, it's Mrs. Short, the landlady, 108.
Not a bad place.
No. Here, 108.
Yes?
Mrs. Short?
Yes.
We're police officers.
Oh?
We're looking for Peter Devers.
Peter Devers, Mr. Devers? He's in 206. What's he done?
Is he in his room now?
Well, I don't know. I thought I heard him come in, but it could have been Mr. and Mrs. Pyle. They live right over me. Mr. Devers lives in the apartment next to the Piles, but I can hear him sometimes.
And you think maybe he's in?
Well, I thought I heard him, but I don't know. What's he done?
Well, we'd just like to talk to him.
He's in 206. Oh, I told you that.
How long has Mr. Devers lived here?
Oh, nearly 6 years.
What kind of a person is he?
Well, he's a nice person. He's been a very good tenant. He's quiet and doesn't go out at night much.
Do you know whether he was out earlier this evening?
Oh, yes. I know he went out, but I'm not sure whether or not he's come in yet.
Has he got a car?
Yes. Now, what in the world do you want him for?
Well, we'll know better after we talk to him. Show us where his car is, please.
Well, certainly. The garage entrance is at the end of the hall. I'll just get something to put around me. I was just getting ready to go to bed.
You better put something on warm. It's pretty cold.
I'll just be a second.
This guy sounds like an ideal citizen.
You better go up and wait by his door.
Yeah, right.
All right. I got this heavy. Oh, where's the other officer?
He went upstairs to wait.
Oh, well, the garage is this way. Mr. Devers is really an awfully nice man. I don't know what in the world he could have done. Was he speeding?
No.
Which one is this car?
The gray one.
The sedan?
Yes.
Does Mr. Devers have a stove in his apartment?
Yes.
You been in all evening?
Yes.
Then you'd certainly hear an explosion from Mr. Devers' apartment.
An explosion?
Yeah, if his stove blew up.
Oh, my. Yes, his stove didn't blow up. I would have heard it.
I think I better go up and see him.
What's that on the seat of the car?
Blood.
Door, Ben. I could hear somebody moving around.
He's in there, all right. Just saw his car. Blood all over it. Call Quine and tell him to get over with some men just in case.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Dr. Bishop.
Doctor? Oh, just a minute. Was this like... Who are you?
We'd like to talk to you, Mr. Devers.
You said you were Dr. Bishop.
We're police officers, Mr. Devers.
Police officer?
Yeah, my name's Guthrie. This is Sergeant Cargan.
But why did you say you were Dr. Bishop? I don't understand.
Can we come in?
Well, I'm not feeling very well.
Yes, you had an accident, I understand.
Yes.
We'd like to talk to you, if you don't mind.
Well, come on in. The place is a mess. I didn't even bother to clean up. I didn't feel well, so I laid down.
The doctor said your stove blew up.
Oh, well, it wasn't my stove. I was over at a friend's house.
This evening?
Yes.
About what time, Mr. Devers?
Earlier, I guess about 8. I don't know exactly. What's this all about?
You live here alone?
Yes?
Who's the woman in the picture?
My mother. She died 10 years ago.
Tell us about the accident.
Well, like I told the doctor, the gas must have been on, and I struck a match. The stove exploded.
I hope your friend wasn't hurt.
Oh, no. You have to excuse me. It's a little hard to think. The doctor gave me some pills to stop the pain.
You were hurt pretty badly.
Oh, it's not so bad.
Who was your friend?
You mean where I was?
Yeah.
Oh, well, his name is Collins. Paul Collins.
Where does he live?
But what's this all about? What do you want with me?
We'd just like to know where you were around 7:30 this evening.
Well, I told you.
You sure you weren't on the corner of Jefferson and Adams?
Jefferson and Adams?
Did you know a Miss Bellows who lived
No.
I haven't given you the address.
Well, I don't know any Miss Bellows.
How about a Mrs. Gillette?
No.
We found the rifle.
Rifle?
It matched the empty shell casings.
Shell casing?
You can identify shell casings as easily as bullets.
We'll check with your friend, Paul Collins.
Wait a minute. There's no sense in going on with this. I don't know how to explain it. I shot both of them.
Why?
How can I answer you? I can't tell myself. I had the .22, and I don't know. I thought about turning myself in before I did it, but I couldn't.
You didn't know either of these women?
No, I'd never even seen them before. I thought about doing it a lot. It was like I couldn't help myself. I shot a pigeon one time when I was a kid, a pet pigeon. I used to raise him. He was just sitting there looking down at me, and I shot him. My folks never found out about it. I burned him in the incinerator. Well, it was like that. Look, I can't explain it to you, but I feel better now that it's over.
You just had to kill these people.
I couldn't help it. I can't possibly explain how I felt. I just couldn't help it.
Why women?
I don't know.
Well, you better come with us.
Okay. I'll get a coat.
Dad, this photograph of his mother. You know, she looks a little like an older edition of that first woman he killed.
Miss Bella? Yeah.
The Lineup, starring Bill Johnstone as Lieutenant Ben Guthrie, is written by Blake Edwards with music by Eddie Dunstetter. Featured in tonight's cast were Bill Conrad as Sergeant Pete Carger, with Dave Young, Harry Lang, Howard McNear, Clayton Post, Jim Nusser, Vic Perrin, Parley Bear, Virginia Gregg, and Francis X. Bushman. The lineup was transcribed in Hollywood by Jaime Del Valle.
Welcome back. Well, this is one of those psycho murders where the person, couldn't tell you themselves why they did it. So really tragic. It was really nice to see William Conrad in a role that wasn't a villain. Usually the villain but here we get to hear him in a supporting role. He would not become the permanent sidekick on this program. The role he played of Pete Carger, a lot of actors would play it. I believe that there are some episodes where Jack Moyles from Rocky Jordan played the role. So certainly this is not the last Pete Carger we'll hear. By the way, there were the titles of the 4 episodes that we have missing from the last show are The Scared Schoolmarm Scrape, The Buzzed Up Burglars Case, The Sadly Slipshod Shoe Shenanigan Case, and The Mad McPherson Melee. So, some interesting titled episodes. We'll have 3 lost episodes actually before we get to next week's show. And, actually, it's till May 27th, when we start really getting into regular programs without a lot of lost episodes. So we'll have some skipping around. So, but join us next week for another episode of The Lineup. Monday, be sure and, be listening. As we bring you yours truly, Johnny Dollar. And on Wednesday next week, it'll be Miss Pinkerton Incorporated. Send your comments to box13 at greatdetectives.net. Follow us on Twitter, Radio Detectives, and become one of our friends on Facebook, facebook.com/Radio Detectives. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham, signing off.